Chapter 41. The show has just begun. One more. Affecting the contribution value of the first week is nothing. More importantly, once these miners are rented, they will be used for at least a month. Suppose you have money on hand, spend 10 million, and rent 10,000 miners, limited purchases, at most so much. So how much profit can these miners make in this month? Even if it is the worst, it is only 10 million yuan to protect the capital. It shouldn't be difficult, right? A little better, creating a profit of 100 million is not a problem. You must know that the difference in the final contribution value of many players in the past is less than 100 million. Some even differ by a few hundred, or even a few dollars. A little change can bring about dramatic changes in rankings. No way, because the competition is too fierce. There are too many newcomers. This is most obvious in the head area of top geniuses and the tail area of ordinary people. And Luo Bing, naturally a top talent, was in the most competitive head area. Here, out of thin air has a 100 million advantage over others. Conservatively estimate, can advance a ranking. And this is just a conservative estimate. You must know that it has never appeared before. You can invest 10 million and get 10,000 miners. This kind of good thing. Input, output, is to calculate the rate of return. If you invest 10 million and you can only buy 100 miners, then this is more risky than buying and selling. If you buy it, you will not necessarily make money, and you may not even be able to get your money back. But now, if you invest 10 million, you can get 10,000 miners. It must be profitable. In other words, whoever buys Chen Mo's miners will gain a little more advantage out of thin air in the next month. I have participated in simulation competitions, and several times, my scores have been in a fixed range. This great wilderness simulation score is very close to mine. We have a high probability of crashing. In fact, it's not just him, there must be many people, but I can't identify them one by one. Luo Bing said truthfully. She knew that even if she didn't say it, Chen Mo could figure out what was at stake. Better to be honest. If you think about it this way, you feel like you are waiting to be slaughtered. But there really seems to be no other way. Luo Bing stared at Chen Mo nervously. Wait for his bid. The great wilderness. Chen Mo pondered. He has the impression that this person is a top genius, and there are many people discussing in the newcomer area. Yesterday was still morning, and it seemed that I had made more than 100 million. There is no shortage of money on hand now. I'll think about it and give you an answer tomorrow. Chen Mo said, polite, but unmistakable in tone. He wouldn't be stupid to give Luo Bing any response now. Between the two, it's just a very pure transactional relationship. Thinking about this a little bit, there are many benefits, not only involving Luo Bing. The most important thing is that Chen Mo will have a breakthrough in strength today. It's not too late to make a decision after the ability of the Star Soul comes out. By the way, also give the smart people in the newcomer time to figure this out. Thinking of this, Chen Mo and Luo Bing ended the conversation and opened the newcomer area. Sure enough, someone has already realized this problem. Brothers, I don't know if you realize that buying a miner will earn you at least 9,000 more out of thin air in a month. A player who could only earn 10,000 a month can now earn 19,000, almost doubling his income. This makes players who haven't bought it to take the lead. Can I think so? Chen Mo is breaking the rules of the game. FK, I also thought of it, it's totally unfair to do this. There must be forces behind me. Right, there must be an explanation. For a time, the whole newcomer area, conspiracy theories flew. Hee, save the conspiracy theory, is it a fool? I think, is there a possibility, I mean possible, don't spray me. That is, all the miners and resources of Chen Mo are legitimately and reasonably obtained through the existing planet. In this case, there is no difference between him selling miners and selling ore, and according to the rules of the game, as a player, these behaviors are completely reasonable. After all, the player's purely personal business and speculative behavior is also a permitted means of competition. Quote, if you have this strength, you can also dig up 1 trillion magic crystals on the planet, rush the price of this mineral to the price of cabbage, and make Chen Mo lose money. I guarantee that they will not care about you. The above didn't care about this. I can only say that all the materials come from the planet itself, and there is no interference from external forces. Chen Mo relies on his own strength. On his own. So awesome. Could it be that he has attracted the attention of the laws of the world and condensed the Star Soul? Yes, according to the number of races, shouldn't Chen Mo condense the Star Soul? Even if not, there should be a mark on the back of his hand, and the sign is coming. Haha, 7 days to attract the attention of the law of the world, to condense the star soul. My dog becomes a dog star, which is more reliable than this. It is strictly forbidden to tell fairy tales in the newcomer area. Yeah, there must be someone behind the scenes. It must be severely punished. I have already investigated, and Chen Mo's choice is the barren planet. I guarantee my personality, and the information is reliable. How could such a planet have so many minors? Such a planet does not even have extraordinary power. This is totally impossible. Quote. Wang Yifeng also joined the fray. The Great Wilderness Clan. Yeah, a planet without extraordinary power, how to develop a race quickly, this is impossible, not to mention condensing star souls. Lu Fan. Chen Mo didn't come out to explain. Not only him, but many people who didn't book the minors were also angry. After all, no, it means to be behind others. Chapter 42 is the star soul strong. I vomited 2 more. The questioning of Chen Mo caused a sensation in the newcomer area. Although many people know that the official did not end, it means that there should be no problem with the matter itself. But there are so many people who can't stand eating melons. People like to join in the fun. More importantly, many people have booked Chen Mo's minors. It can be said that the interests are related. So the topic continued to brew, until the speculation about the condensed star soul came out. The whole newcomer area exploded. This news is so exciting. 7 days to gather the star soul. I don't know if it's true or not, but it's eye-catching enough. This time it's not just a newcomer area. Many people in the outside world have also begun to pay attention to this matter. After all, this news, if true, would be surprising enough. The current record for the fastest condensing of the star soul is 29 days, created by Senator Yi Fei, and the second place is 30 days, created by Senator Zheng Yi. Every record-breaking person, or someone who is close to the record, is the worst, all at the star god level. Among them, the highest achievers, or the top 100, are among the members. It has gained the attention of the laws of the world and has the right to determine the direction of the development of the entire world. All of the above are written in textbooks. Every newcomer has a long education before choosing his own planet. For this, it is clear. But it is precisely because of this that such a fake news has a great contrast. It's like, a man went into the pigsty late at night, and 7 sows were bizarrely pregnant. It's the same title. Everyone knows that may not be the case. But I couldn't help but click in, wanting to see what was going on. I think the trouble is so big, how did Chen Mo end up? Chen Mo is a real boss. It's a pity not to be a star. With this popularity, he makes more money than the average star soul powerhouse. Don't insult the word, star soul, okay. Such a sacred and noble word. Didn't your mother teach you? Star soul is immortal. Haha, someone wants to play and kill, don't be used. In case Chen Mo suddenly overturned, wouldn't that be? Everyone, run, don't order minors. Don't worry, my brother is a strong star soul, and he was a top 100 rookie player last year. He told me that this, star soul, rumor can't be true. Intuition tells me that when Wang Yifeng comes out, things will turn around. I've been tricked by him twice. The inverse indicator belongs to yes. Chen Mo can give the minors on time, I don't care about anything else. Hey, star soul, I don't know if there is any hope in my life. Don't force it, just take care of yourself. After a few days of assessment, you might die. Quote. There are constant discussions in the newcomer area, around Chen Mo, star soul, game manipulation, minors and other keywords, everything is said. However, what everyone didn't know was the unattainable, star soul, in their mouths. Chen Mo already had it. I don't know how much to play with, but I'm very familiar with it. Not only that, if they knew that at this moment, Chen Mo was preparing to be promoted to star soul, their eyes would drop in shock. Terra Planet, in the base. 500 million is enough. Chen Mo glanced at the pre-sale revenue, and as his topic became hot, he was suspected. Not only did sales not drop, they actually rose rapidly. Sold out 2 hours early. Purchase the resources you need immediately. Soon, the portal opened. Sir, you are a genius that our federation pays special attention to, so this transaction is free of portals and taxes. Please sign here to confirm receipt. There are staff on the trading platform to deliver the goods. Good. Chen Mo signed for it. The benefit of tax exemption may seem inconspicuous, but in fact, it is a rather remarkable benefit. Imagine your goods are 10% less taxed than others, that is 10% less direct cost. Many newcomers from big consortiums, no matter the cost, frantically strive for rankings, and this is what they want. The first month, the first place, which has a reward, is tax exemption. Ding! It is detected that the host has obtained enough resources. According to the system deduction, with the cooperation of Star Soul, a round of leap evolution can be started, and toxin, psychedelic, nerve, and other genes can be selected. The success rate of deduction evolution is 99.9%. Please select one gene as the main evolution type. It's similar to the last time I advanced to a level 1 civilization. Let me choose a gene for evolution. Which one should I choose? Growth, phagocytosis, hallucinogenic, toxin, parasitic, nerve, metal. A total of 7 abilities. The first 2 of them are inherent genetic talents of the mushroom race. As the civilization level increases, it will gradually increase. The latter are obtained by swallowing genes and integrating their own gene sequences. They can be enhanced by means of evolutionary medicine and Star Soul. Choosing different types of genetic evolution will make Chen Mo's evolutionary path show corresponding characteristics, and his abilities will also be focused. Chapter 43 Evil God. Complete the second genetic leap. 3 more. The last time I took the leap, I chose the psychedelic gene. Chen Mo analyzes it carefully. At that time, it was only one of 2 choices, and it was a good choice. But now that there are more genetic types, he has more options. It's a bit difficult to choose. Fortunately, focus, carefully check the gene options, and the evolutionary deduction system can deduce the ability of the gene to continue to evolve. Selecting hallucinogenic genes will develop special electromagnetic waves, similar to brain waves, that can manipulate the behavior of animals and plants. Choose parasitic. To enhance the parasitic ability, you can disguise yourself as the exact same cell shape of the race, and expand the parasitic range. Complex machines such as cars and magic crystal cannons can also be parasitized and manipulated. Looking at it item by item, Chen Mo roughly summed it up. Hallucinogenic and parasitic, with an emphasis on infection control. Finally, it may be possible to directly parasitize the genetic fragments of organisms. Even evolving infection to the extreme, it can spread through consciousness, even knowledge and concepts. This is not Chen Mo's obscenity. In reality, there are examples. Certain knowledge of the Star Soul world can only be learned after reaching a certain level of civilization. Because there are certain words or concepts in it, as long as you know it, you will be noticed by the corresponding creator, and even watched by it. Just staring at it is too heavy for the weak life to bear, resulting in all kinds of strange tragedies that cannot be understood. These powerful beings are called evil gods by many indigenous people who do not know the truth. Even in many worlds, there are similar rumors. Knowledge is the bait floating on the surface of the sea of ignorance. Knowledge is a curse. Toxins and metals, focusing on offensive construction, are the most important things for materialism. If these 2 items are mastered, it is not impossible to plant starships from the ground in minutes and mass produce various equipment. And with the enhancement of phagocytosis ability, the ability to absorb various metal elements is promising. Nerve is more focused on calculation and command, and it is also preferred by idealism. Many extraordinary races in this category are inherently extremely powerful. Even after adulthood, with a strong will, reality can be distorted. This is also the main means that ordinary creatures use to establish contact with higher energies. Will can affect reality, and enhancing the brain is the simplest and crudest way to strengthen the will. To sum up, in the end, Chen Mo's eyes finally fell on the neural gene. Select neural gene. It can evolve a more powerful neural network, greatly enhance the intelligence of the race, and can build a giant biological brain, center biological computer from the material level, develop the brain domain, strengthen the will, and then strengthen the Star Soul strength. The power of spiritual that you have will be enhanced. As the sacred will of the race, you use the huge collective will to initially interfere with reality. It's just you. Chen Mo makes a choice. Choosing this, it can be said that the effect is improved immediately. Not to mention the powerful Star Soul, you can immediately build a powerful command center, the biological brain. This is very necessary for swarm creatures, because the number of his troops is too huge. It was so huge that Chen Mo couldn't handle it with his own brain alone. And this is just the beginning. If there are more planets in the future, Chen Mo can't even think about what to do. Unless you have 3 heads and 6 arms, you can handle it. Therefore, Chen Mo needs to grow a few more brains. Of course, these brains are not intelligent and function like artificial intelligence. Assist Chen Mo in management. Decided on the evolution options, the next thing to do is very simple. Evolving the neural gene, the target vector is selected as. Chen Mo originally wanted to randomly designate a goblin with a better brain to complete the deduction and evolution. Just at this moment, the little fox sneaked out a cup of milk from the refrigerator and passed by. Chen Mo moved in his heart and temporarily changed his mind. The next moment, his attention was all on the little fox. Change me, as Chen Mo used the power of idealism to watch. On the back of his hand, a white circular mark appeared. Next, consume a lot of resources and evolution potions. Mycelium instantly grew wildly, wrapping the little fox. This definite leap evolves extremely rapidly. After a while, a mechanical voice sounded. Ding! The deduction evolution has been completed. The neural gene has evolved, and you can build a more complex neural network. Brand new neural genes, brand new abilities. Remodel the parasite brain and start building a giant neural command center. With a thought, Chen Mo gave an order. In an instant, the parasites all over the world were stunned. But gradually, there was light in their eyes, and they became more and more energetic. In their minds, drastic changes are going on. The nerves that were originally replaced changed again and became stronger, and all the parasites came to upgrade their brains. If it was said that their IQ was only 1, now they are all 5. A full 5 times increase. It is equivalent to a single core processor, but it is also overclocked when it becomes a quad core. This brings about a huge increase in brain capacity. Their thinking is more agile, and their reaction speed, relying on the nervous system, has also improved. At this moment, every green skin does not need any professional training. With the addition of a powerful nervous system, he can compete with the elite warriors of the same strength. Of course, the more critical thing is that the improvement of the brain domain makes them more spiritual. Willpower has been improved. Ding! Your exclusive race has completed the second genetic leap. Its essence has been improved, its collective will has been improved, and you can use part of your idealistic power to interfere with reality. The next moment, the mark on the back of Chen Mo's hand shines brightly. Gradually changed from white to light blue. It is the concern of the law of the world. Chen Mo suppressed the excitement in his heart and immediately sat down with his knees crossed. Carefully feel the will of Allah in the dark. This will is illusory, but it is real. In a trance, Chen Mo seemed to fly over the entire star soul world, and saw countless wills and voices, with his own eyes, gradually converging into a magnificent light. Star Soul Promotion, complete. Chapter 44 Connecting All Things, the soul of the star is immortal. 4 more. The promotion is complete. Chen Mo let out a long breath and took a sip of water. Then, he was slightly taken aback. Where did this water cup come from? Soon, Chen Mo reacted and released his hand. The water glass was still suspended in the air. This is the power of idealism. At this moment, with the powerful force of collective will, he can distort reality. Just thinking, you can manipulate part of the real thing. This is not magic, nor is it a mystical power. It is a will that is simply powerful enough to distort reality. When your will is strong to a certain extent, doing certain things will be as simple as eating and drinking. Chen Mo experiences moving objects and bending spoons with his eyes. Even let the coin toss, the probability of heads up increased to 52%. This last point made him feel the most outrageous. His idealistic ability seems to be different from what is listed in the textbook. Constantly testing, Chen Mo vaguely understood the power of idealism. He is only the most superficial use, so strong, it is unimaginable. If he is watched by a powerful existence, he has to bear the terrible pressure. To their level, a single thought can distort matter, and a snap of fingers can destroy a star. I still have a long way to go, but sooner or later I will be so strong. Chen Mo muttered. He is very confident. This is only the second leap, and he has become so much stronger. There are 3 more times, 4 times, until the genetic ascension is achieved. In the end, make your civilization a top god-level civilization. Ah, yeah, a cute voice interrupted Chen Mo's thinking. Looking down, it was a little fox. A pair of red pupils, more and more energetic. At this time, the little fox already possesses the wisdom no less than that of human beings. Unfortunately, because of his body structure, he can't speak yet. The little fox could only look up at Chen Mo with great admiration. Seeing Chen Mo's big hands open, he leaned over his head affectionately, enjoying and well-behaved. Playing with the soft and smooth fluff, Chen Mo made a thought and switched to the scene of transforming the parasite hydralisk. At this point, evolution is halfway through. But now, it is still too late to improve the success rate of transformation and evolution. Taking a look at the system prompt, his current success rate has reached 95%. This success rate made Chen Mo frown slightly. You have to say hi, but not exactly hi. The remaining 5%, how to see, how to respond to others. But fortunately, the next moment, the 95% suddenly jumped to 96%. Chen Mo vs. Planetary Will, and overwhelmed the opponent by 1 point. Chen Mo was slightly stunned, but then he understood, because his star soul was still strengthening. Looking at this posture, it won't take long before there will be a 100% success rate. Sit back and wait for the successful transformation of the hydralisk. Feel carefully. Chen Mo found this to be a little surprise of a neural gene boost. Source of star soul enhancement. There are two. The first is the giant nerve center. It is spreading beneath Terra. This biological brain, built and grown by countless neural networks, spreads all over the planet. And as Chen Mo evolves, it continues to build more and more complex, and the nerves are intertwined with each other, colliding with the spark of will. This not only brings massive computing power to Chen Mo, but also greatly enhances his will. The second is faith. Yes, that's right, faith. The purest faith is also a manifestation of the will. And more powerful than an unconscious aggregate. This was not obvious before. Only greenskins have the concept of divine will. But with the expansion of Chen Mo this time, more creatures are born with self-consciousness and wisdom. The little fox in front of me is the best example. There are a lot of them. With their participation, the collective will of the entire planet has become stronger and stronger. And it doesn't become complicated because of too many types. Because they form the basis of self-awareness, that is, the nervous system. And these, from the deepest genes to the cells on the surface, are all built by Chen Mo. Chen Mo is in full control. That is to say, they are born 100%, and naturally worship and believe in Chen Mo, the highest and most sacred will. This network of consciousness I built connects the consciousness of almost all species on the entire planet. This is completely different from other civilizations that only include their own race. Chen Mo muttered. Thanks to his way of genetic evolution, mushrooms have embarked on a very special evolutionary path. If the opportunity is right, he can parasitize and infect any creature, even machinery, and incorporate them into their own system. My system, not only devouring genes, flesh and blood, but even consciousness, can be used by me. It has truly achieved, connecting all things, and the star soul is immortal. Thinking of this, Chen Mo couldn't help but look forward to it. There is also a little more expectation for those miners who are about to rent out. Mining hard. Calculate a mining method with the highest value. Chen Mo gave orders to the parasites and biological brains under his command. With the supercomputer of the biological brain, Chen Mo will naturally use it. Optimize the mining process, which one to mine first and which one to mine later. There are tens of thousands of mines in the whole continent, all of which can be arranged. At the same time, the channel of the planet that was congested all day was finally dredged. Super high computing power has improved Chen Mo's overall efficiency by at least 20%. Of course, the most important thing is that he can be more comfortable as a hands-off shopkeeper. The rest of the players managed thousands, tens of thousands, when the scalp was numb. Here in Chen Mo, there are already hundreds of millions of people, like a whole. Open the trading platform, and the resources that Chen Mo posted at noon have been sold out. 50 million more in the account. Putting the newly mined batch of minerals on the shelves, Chen Mo glanced at the goods sold by the newcomers. He found that the amount of various minerals was increasing rapidly. Especially fluorite mines. Chen Mo did a careful calculation and found that there was a full 100% more sales than yesterday. This means that many newcomers are mining magic crystals. Why? Because there is usually a layer of fluorite ore above the magic crystal ore. After this batch of fluorite mines have been dug, a large number of magic crystals will be on the shelves in 2 days. Counting the time, it happened to be the delivery time of Chen Mo miners. That said, because of me, a lot of newcomers have changed their tactics and started mining with all their might. Mo doesn't care. When it comes to mining, he is definitely at the master level. The harder these people work and the more they invest in this, the more they will need his miners. Become inseparable from his support. In the future, the Hulk can be improved, and it may become more popular. The newcomer area is still very lively. There are still many people discussing about Mo. The matter of condensing star souls even made it into the news. Many civilians and veterans from the outside world poured in. As a result, the current newcomer area has limited the number of speeches. However, this still could not stop the enthusiasm of everyone to eat melons. Until the results come out, it is estimated that this matter will be remembered for a long time. From time to time, there are still people who send out thousands of words, and the analysis is as fierce as a tiger, and the conclusion is, Mo has a problem. Express concern. This melon must be eaten to the end. There are also people who encourage Luo Bing to reveal some information, or insinuate that Luo Bing has no seeds, and dare not expose Mo. Someone even said, after the second phase of the invasion test begins, I have to come to Mo in person, live broadcast the whole process, and have a good check. Seeing this, Mo almost didn't laugh. Check him. Very brave. He was looking forward to that scene. Chapter 45. You call this invasion test? One more. Hey, it's another day of wasted time. I'm just like Mo, and I'm standing still. That's a pity. You have no room for improvement. Unlike me, there is huge room for improvement. Mo relied on renting miners, and his income killed many geniuses in seconds, but why didn't he respond to what happened yesterday? Void. You are afraid of revealing something, and deliberately hide your strength. It's uncomfortable. I was taught to be a human being by the natives again yesterday. Not only that, the mines were all collapsed. You are not bad. I was beaten back to my own planet. If the passage to the planet was not closed, I would have been hunted to death. I can't make ends meet, and now I'm waiting for Mo's miners to help me. Don't keep pushing Mo, okay? I'm annoyed when I see it. Is he your father? Hang up every day. For some newcomers, their civilization has developed and their strength has grown by leaps and bounds, and they can already fight in and out of the natives. But there are also some who have become survival mode because of their poor strength. There are also some that cannot survive, and can only retreat to their own planet, and then find a way to mine and develop in the local area. The latter two will soon be eliminated when the invasion test begins. Mo judged. You don't need to look at the previous elimination rates, just think about the intention of the Federation. Working hard, tossing each newcomer with a planet, just to let you live on the planet with peace of mind. Don't even think about it. If everyone was like this, then the Star Soul world would have been extinct long ago. What the Commonwealth encourages is pioneering. If you don't go out, you will be forced to go, or you will be eliminated, and don't think about the matter of condensing the Star Soul Master. Please note that the Planet Channel will be closed in 2 days. All newcomers please hurry up to get resources and get ready. The invasion test will start in 2 days. The information is as follows. The terminal vibrated slightly. Okay, another advance announcement. Mo frowned slightly. This year's game is full of weirdness. Unusual. The first, Planet Passage, test before was also notified several days in advance. And an extinction order was issued. This second, invasion, test was actually announced in advance. The only thing that is certain is that this test is more difficult. The elimination rate is estimated to be higher than in previous years, and there is even a certain uncontrollable danger. Otherwise, the Federation will not announce in advance to improve the preparation of newcomers. Mo thought so, and continued to look down. Open invasion planet level. Level 1 civilization planet. Relationship. Dead enemy. Suggested coping strategies. Extinction, purge, occupy. Pass the test condition. No loss of channel control. Return to the home planet during the test, and deal with it as failure. The 100 planets currently plundered by the newcomers will all be opened up and connected to the planets of all players. The channel will continue to expand, and it will be indestructible, closed, and hidden. The Federation will issue an ultimatum to the intelligent races on the target planet, promising appropriate rewards to adjust the war intensity to an appropriate level. One more test pass condition. Those who do not meet the standard will be eliminated immediately. And the Federation also took the initiative to end the fire. Informing the natives about the extermination order is to inspire all their fighting spirit. The fighting power that erupted. Woo, there are only 2 days left in my career as the master of the planet. Gone. Lousy doesn't play anymore. Now he's being hanged and beaten by the natives, and he won't be rubbed on the ground by then. Brothers, I found a loophole. The rules only say that when the game ends on the 7th day, the control is in hand. We can lure the enemy into the depths first, and at the last moment, strike with all our strength. Also lure the enemy to go deep. I'm afraid that they will be too long and will directly kill you with a stick. FK, you can drive on this broken road. The rules also say that you can occupy the planet. Is it possible? Don't think about finding loopholes, your own strength is the key. Haha, now it's our turn, the race that is good at construction, to show off its power and build tower defense infrastructure. Don't panic, I usually keep a low profile and have never killed the indigenous people. This time I am staying, and the indigenous people can't send out too many people to beat me. I hope that the passageway will not be invaded by the civilization of Planet 45. Otherwise, our mere 0.9 level civilization will be hammered. FK, the low-key boss upstairs is about to touch the threshold of level 1 civilization. By the way, Chenmo is currently on Planet 45. He is afraid that he has killed a lot of natives. Hey dot and have a bloody feud with the 1.1 level civilization. I hope the big boss Chenmo can withstand this wave. It's okay if I can't stand it, so I don't have to pay back the miners I rented. Lu Fan. A bunch of idiots. Chenmo has a lot of money, and he won't fail if he spends it. He can consider working with me. My racial fighting power is not under the angels, the giants. A lot of money. Hee hee. Haven't you heard that the neighbors prepare food and I prepare guns? Turning off the watch, Chenmo was in a good mood. Gear up. Take over the planet. Yes, when everyone is talking about how to pass the test. Chenmo just skipped it. What he considers is how to complete the test perfectly, occupy the entire planet. Even complete the test ahead of time. When everyone came, they were not faced with the indigenous army, but that scene was definitely fun. Among the rules given by the Federation, extermination, purge, occupy. Including the occupation. In fact, Chenmo has endured the will of Planet 45 for a long time. I had to endure it before because of the lack of time for hard just 1.1 civilization, and the consideration of evolution, making money, and other reasons. But now, Chenmo turned his eyes and came to a dense forest. I saw a giant worm egg that was 10 meters high, pulsing again and again. Every time it beats, it emits a surging, terrifying growl, and the mycelium and mucus on the surface slide down. There are thick pipes, spreading and surging creeps, which are transporting nutrients. What's in there? About to break out. Chapter 46. Start a war. Hundreds of millions of insects cover the sky. 2 more. Planet 45, a rocky planet, a low magic world. The main civilization is the 1.1 level goblin civilization, which can initially use advanced energy and is good at making magic weapons. The population is between 2.0–2.1 billion, mostly concentrated on a giant continent near the equator. The faction it belongs to is the Tianjin Temple. The current relationship with the Star Soul World is a mortal enemy. Chenmo can deal with it in any way. This civilization is the highest level and the most dangerous one among the next 100 civilizations. Not to mention anything else, it is that kind of giant magic crystal cannon, which has the ability to directly destroy a newcomer. If you get hit, it's no joke. Equivalent to the strength of 9th level single magic, the damage is close to the battleship gun. Chenmo estimated that it was almost as powerful as a small nuclear bomb. And there are many goblin warriors among them. The army formed by these masters is also very powerful. Chenmo has been harassed by similar vanguards before. But now, such a threat naturally no longer exists. Ding! The transformation and evolution is complete. You get a new parasite, Hydralisk. Sizzle, a cracking sound. A gigantic figure, accompanied by slime, emerged from the eggs. Hydralisks, sharp fangs, icy vertical pupils, saliva fell to the ground, immediately like sulfuric acid, making the ground hiss and white smoke. At a height of 7 meters, it is close to a 2-story building. Let the Hydralisk move a little, and it knocked down a few trees, which is very oppressive. A wild, savage killing aura rushed towards him. No one would have thought that this was transformed from a small cobra. This kind of giant monster can only be produced in large quantities on alien planets that don't care about the environment. Chenmo took a look at the consumption of the biological brain statistics. If he came by himself, he really couldn't calculate such intuitive data. Hatching a hydralisk takes matter and energy and matter, the building blocks of the world. Material aspects. 30 tons of organic matter and 10 tons of copper, iron, tungsten, nickel and other metals in total. In terms of energy, 2 magic crystals can speed up hatching, or 2 days to obtain through photosynthesis. Resource consumption is very high. If the hydralisks are hatched uncontrollably on their own planet, soon the planet will be drained. But in Outworld, these consumptions don't seem to matter. The creep spreads and can directly devour all kinds of substances needed to meet hatching needs. The energy comes from the sun and magic crystals. It takes about 2 days to hatch a hydralisk, and using a magic crystal, it can be shortened to 1 day. Unfortunately, the speed at which the creep swallows substances is too slow. If it can directly swallow rocks, or absorb various elements from seawater and directly synthesize the required substances, the incubation speed can be much faster. Chen Mo couldn't help thinking. The speed at which a hydralisk hatches depends on how quickly it acquires matter and energy. Energy is actually easy to solve, as long as you don't feel bad about money, just drop the magic crystal directly. But substances are not so easy. The absorption and synthesis of various substances always take a certain amount of time. However, as I continue to evolve, the ability to devour will come up, and it will not be a problem to storm millions of soldiers in a day. Imagine an endless stream of armies growing out of the creep. This picture made Chen Mo look forward to it. While appreciating his biological weapons, Chen Mo did not let his subordinates idle. Under his orders, the biological brain has picked out 1 million most suitable locations. In those places, the creeps began to spread. The day after tomorrow at the latest, 1 million hydralisks will hatch. This amount has been carefully calculated. It can crush the high-end combat power of goblins, but it will not cause huge waste. After all, the mineral resources saved can be sold for money. At the same time, a large number of marine parasites are gathering in the center of the ocean. An army of hundreds of millions of parasites is gathering. Soon, they will sweep across the central continent. Logically, this amount is not enough. But Chen Mo's battle plan was bizarre and unusual. It can even be said that only he can implement this tactic. This plan is rogue. Chen Mo is ready to let parasitic spores infect the entire planet, any creature that can infect. Yes, any. Of course, there are many goblins, and even some magical creatures, that cannot be infected. But this part, not much. According to Chen Mo's estimation, this part of the goblins only accounts for 2% of the total number at most. That is 4 million. Yes, the enemy he really needs to use force to destroy is actually only 4 million. This is also able to rush over, occupy the passage, and cause a slight threat to him. Get them, even if successful. The rest, of course, can also kill Chen Mo's parasite army. But it doesn't matter. Direct infection parasitic in the past on the line. His army is the infected army, to spread spores, and by the way, force the 2% of the goblins out. Just relying on growth and parasitic, the existence of mushrooms can defeat most of the creatures in this world. This is a top-level cluster creature, a dimensionality reduction blow to ordinary creatures. Of course, as soon as Chen Mo moved, he multiplied and parasitized native creatures, which would immediately stimulate the will of the planet. As a result, the goblins' side also quickly felt it. In fact, they have been preparing for the war. But Chen Mo didn't move, so they couldn't unify their opinions. Even, some people think that the loss of contact with the Temple of Heaven is only temporary. It won't be long before higher civilizations will return to this star field. By that time, Mother Planet will be all right. Those foreign evil gods will only be waiting for the stake, said one of the kings of the coastal region. The power of the central continent needs his support to go to the abnormal continent. He has the largest number of ships and suitable ports to go to sea. Your Majesty, send the mage to fly in from the sky, try again, and see the situation. You are on the coast, and you should strengthen your defenses. Goblin envoys from other countries suggested it. That's perfectly fine, but I lost 10 hobgoblin champions, give me some compensation first. The king who dispatched warriors last time was unhappy. Suddenly, exclamations sounded in the distance. It came from the port direction. Your Majesty. No, monsters. They're here. Some soldiers panicked and ran in. What's the panic? Send my 1,000,000 goblin warriors. Raise the beacon fire for me, the mage group is ready. Where's the magic crystal gun? I want to see it light up in a minute. Ah. The gods are on top. This is The king was in no hurry, and as he spoke, he walked to the window and screamed. I see. The blue ocean in the distance has disappeared. Instead, a black shadow. This black shadow is so huge that it is unimaginable, spreading from the bottom of the sea to the horizon. Cover the sky. Chapter 47 Obsidian Kingdom. Cthulhu Breath. 3 more. The center of the continent, the most powerful goblin empire. His Majesty. They're coming. The goblin soldier thumped and fell into the hall because he ran too fast. On the throne of the hall is the master of the most powerful empire in the world. King of the Goblin Obsidian Kingdom. At the same time, he is also the strongest in this world. The only 9th level peak powerhouse. Going forward, that is the field of legends. It is rumored that he will have some god-like abilities. His eyes were like swords, and he looked at the embarrassed soldiers on the ground, frowning slightly. Don't panic, get up and talk. His calm tone made the hall, which was about to be in a panic, return to calm again. The soldiers don't even need to say what it is, many ministers have guessed it. What else could they be? Fortunately, the strongest person in the world has an amazing momentum, and his words give people an infinite sense of security. He didn't even change his sitting position, as if everything was under control. This scene made the crawling soldier quickly calm down. He bowed his head in shame, and then said respectfully, Your Majesty, the minions of those foreign evil gods have landed in Stormwind Harbor, and the number is endless, the spies said. The sky and the ocean are covered. After some hesitation, the soldier repeated the original words. The entire Stormwind Harbor has been submerged by this terrifying tide of beasts. Millions of troops in Stormwind Kingdom, all died in battle. The enemy is still spreading terrifying plagues. Wherever they pass, there are terrifying disasters and indescribable mutations. In the whole of Stormwind, no one has survived. Crazy. This is a declaration of war on the whole world. Endless death. The Obsidian King was furious. Although the kingdom of Stormwind is only a small kingdom, it is very rich and has a large number of strong people. The port is to store this rich ore resources. It also undertakes the important task of monitoring the evil god's minions. Unexpectedly, he just sensed the news of the planet's will, and the other side has already fallen. The Obsidian King asked in a deep voice, Is there a specific way to identify the enemy? Where is their body? How did they spread the plague? The goblin soldier shook his head in shame. The subordinates are incompetent, and I still don't know their body. Those evil gods' minions are ever-changing, and it seems that they can exist in anything. As for spreading the plague, just know that you can't be bitten by them, or come into close contact. Better hold your breath, or protect yourself with magic. There seems to be an evil spirit aura around the minions, and wherever they go, the power of corruption spreads. Once ordinary people come into contact with them, terrible mutations will occur. Quote. Evil god breath. The Obsidian King frowned. After pondering for a while, he asked again, Warriors above the 7th rank, can they be infected? No, even if it is infected, if the response is quick, it can be purified in time, or there is a chance to self-destruct. The 7th level and above powerhouses in Stormwind Harbor were drowned by infinite monsters for the sake of protecting the king and died of exhaustion. The soldier spoke in detail and presented the photo gem. Humph. A BD who has more than enough success, even if he dies. King Obsidian not only was not afraid, but showed a faint sneer. He is a 9th level peak powerhouse, almost touching the ceiling of the world. He is the closest to the will of the world. It is also the representative of the whole world, dealing with the temple of heaven. It can be said that only he is the closest to heaven. What the power of the heretic god, an ignorant expression. Since you can't hurt warriors above level 7, you don't need to be afraid. Using the minions of these foreign evil gods, he just completed his grand plan. At this time, some generals were encouraged by the king. He took a step forward, his armor clanging loudly. Your Majesty, please let me fight. I will lead tens of thousands of elites to personally cut off the tentacles that the evil gods from outside the territory reached in. Recover the kingdom of Stormwind. Very good. But there is no need to lead too many soldiers. Gather all the warriors above the 7th rank, and pick out the warriors who are good at purification to guard the border. You are leading an elite force to destroy the evil god's lair. The Obsidian King applauded. At the same time, other arrangements were made. Give orders without haste. Yes, Your Majesty. The general's expression was extremely firm, and he took the lead. The 8th level powerhouse will fight. Seeing the confident steps of his generals, the Obsidian King nodded in satisfaction. This general is trustworthy. Even if there is no way to completely block the invasion, it can at least repel the enemy. Crowd tactics, to his elite warriors. Invalid. He believed that even if he entered the Sea of Monsters 7 times, his beloved general would still be unscathed. We look forward to good news, the king said lightly. Half a day later, in the kingdom of Stormwind. Flame, cleanse me from the filth. A goblin warrior waved his hand and stomped his staff. For miles around, raging flames spewed out. The towering meatball-shaped towers in this area were all reduced to ashes. Fortunately, I didn't bring ordinary soldiers. It would not only be too late, but also suffer heavy losses. The general couldn't help but rejoice. These strange rotten flesh continued to spread everywhere, spewing strange fine dust, which made his eyelids twitch. As soon as he stepped into the land of Stormwind, he felt as if he had entered the evil otherworld. Strange shapes beyond recognition are everywhere. Fortunately, these things seem to be ordinary things. A fire can burn it clean. His Majesty the King predicts things like God, we will win. Yeah, the general quickly ordered it, my battle axe is already hungry and thirsty. Quiet the evil, take back the lost ground. The kingdom of Stormwind will be renamed the province of Stormwind in the future. The morale of many elite goblin warriors has soared. Near Storm Harbor. At this time, this is the world of monsters. Any normal person who came to see it would definitely have their eyelids twitching wildly, frightened by this crazy scene. Even insane. The towering port city has now turned into a towering meat mountain. Roshan is like an incomparably huge layer of flesh and blood. There are countless holes on it, and mucus, spores, and the green skin that has just been transformed are constantly spewing out. There are also creeps that extract nutrients and metals from the ground. At the highest point of Roshan, there is a huge eyeball inlaid. The eyeballs move flexibly. It emits a strange green light. Suddenly, the eyeballs turned sharply, the pupils dilated and looked in one direction. Warning, a high-energy reaction has been detected, and a large number of enemies are approaching. Chapter 48 The King of Micro-Manipulation. Man-Machine War. 4 more. After another half-day of careful investigation, the elite goblin warriors are sure that they have figured out the strength of the enemy. They start to act directly into the enemy's heart, kill to Stormwind Harbor. Outside Storm Harbor. Although the elite goblins are mentally prepared. But seeing the city built of flesh and blood, his eyelids still jumped wildly. However, they did not hesitate and drew their weapons one after another. The next moment, the parasite army and the elite goblin warriors collided. Kill all these infected people. This city has been turned into a lair of evil gods. Destroy the city together. The offal from outside the territory, die. According to the general's observations, he believes that this lair is very important to the monsters. As long as this place is destroyed, the monster will not expand in a short time. These monsters look terrifying, but they are just ordinary flesh and blood. At most, there is a lot of metal in the body, but it will only be 5th order when they die, and they are all 7th order. Not to mention himself, the 8th order powerhouse. Crush these monsters and destroy the monsters' base camp, no problem. At first, it was really devastating, and it went very smoothly. But soon, the general realized that something was wrong. There is a giant snake-like monster appearing. A type I've never seen before. These monsters moved their heads slightly, made a hissing sound, and kept spitting out venom. These venoms are so fast that they are almost invisible to the naked eye. Suddenly, his shield hissed. Be careful. He was so frightened that he immediately ducked aside. However, he responded quickly, and the rest of his subordinates were not so lucky. The troop I, who gathered together and rampaged, didn't have time to dodge, and many people were directly covered in smoke. Next moment, there was only a white bone left. Even the white bones quickly turned black and then melted. The ground was also polluted, full of corrosiveness, and large pits with white smoke were dissolved. What's even more terrifying is that the general found that no matter how he dodged, there were raindrops of terrifying venom flying over. Even fall in advance to the place where he wants to dodge. Like a prophet, this made him furious. Of course, the general could never have imagined that the monster that made him feel so intractable, even frightened, actually had no brains at all. In order to save manufacturing costs, Chenmo, these hydralisks themselves, are mindless. Or rather, their brains aren't all there. It is the separation of mind and body. Their brains grow on giant nerve centers. That is, next to the biological brain, located in the very safe underground of Terra. Through the divine will network, Chenmo is the core relay for remote manipulation. The advantage of this is obvious, that is, the Hydralisk itself will not really die in battle. Their experience will become more and more rich. Each one has the potential to become a battle-hardened killing machine. The divine will lynx us. This is not a bluffing empty talk. Death is not the end, we just serve the divine will in a different way. It is also possible, and, thanks to the giant, biological brain, that covers an area of more than 1 million square kilometers, it provides terrifying computing power. The quasi-head of these Hydralisks spraying venom is ridiculously high. In other words, the prediction is extremely outrageous. It's not these terrifying monsters who are really fighting the goblin warriors. It's the biological brain, deep in the ground, far away for an unknown number of light years. Its computing power is more than 1 billion times that of the goblin brain. The operation level of the two is 10,000 times larger than the gap between the king and the bronze. A ruthless computing power machine, manipulating hundreds of thousands of Hydralisks at the same time, showing micro-manipulation. Who can stand this? It's almost the same as hanging up. Chenmo looked at the situation on the battlefield and couldn't help but smile. But he wasn't in a hurry to end the fight. The more battle data the biological brain collects, the more art it can command. An ant, your ignorant courage will only make people feel ridiculous. In the face of the truth, everything is futile. Come here, follow the divine will, join the glorious evolution. Titan descended from the sky with an indifferent expression. Behind him, more Hydralisks came across the sea. They were pulled by the birds and landed swayingly, making a rumbling sound. Every time, the general's heart trembled. Chenmo currently has no air force, and the speed of transporting Hydralisks is slightly slower. Fortunately, this did not affect his plans. The ambush came just in time. Damn, why so much? What kind of monster are you? The general's face changed wildly. He knew he had been fooled. This is not the other's important lair. It is the bait to lure them to attack. Even, he had a creepy guess, would the other party not care about the loss of minions at all? But soon, he dismissed those ideas. As a warrior, his will has long been polished like steel. If you are indecisive, then fight. Shit truth. Stop telling lousy about these ghostly things. Every one of you is high above and pointing at us. The last one who professed the truth was the Tian Shen Temple. You are no different, it's just a matter of the way. I only believe in the will of my heart and the sword in my hand. The general roared and charged. A sword splits the Hydralisk like a hill. A sword smashed the green skin covered with bone spurs. But in the end, exhausted, he fell to his knees. Hissing, corroded by the blood of the Hydralisk. Why, you are not afraid of death. Your body is obviously full of vitality, there is no doubt that it is a living creature. But I can't feel the slightest fear, what kind of monsters are you? He asked again, his eyes trembling. At this time, far on another planet, announcement, the will of Planet 45 has been stimulated, and its intensity has risen to the top level. The will of the planet is about to repel the invaders with all its strength. At present, the planet is extremely dangerous, and it is recommended to evacuate immediately. Seeing this news, Luo Bing was so shocked that he threw back into the bathtub before his clothes were put on. With a bang, water splashed everywhere. Crazy. What the hell is Chenmo doing again? She grabbed her watch and a video dialed through. Chapter 49 Fight monsters alone, upgrade the whole family. Boom. The plane. One more. Stormwind Harbor. The fierce battle soon subsided. In the distance, the mage who was watching from a distance, only saw a steel-like team, like a silver dragon, rampaging until it crashed into Stormwind Harbor. Then, there was no movement. The blood mist that exploded along the way stopped abruptly there. The time for a real head-to-head battle adds up to less than 5 minutes. After the first minute, the entire team of elite goblin warriors fell apart. In the 4th minute, when the most powerful general also knelt down, no one in the entire team persisted. However, none of the goblins could escape Stormwind City. The whole army was destroyed. The powerful computing power of the biological brain is enough to predict the movements of every enemy. Manipulate all parasites, from as small as a mouse to a Hydralisk as large as a small building. Unleash terror. This annihilation battle was played perfectly. Destroyed the most powerful group of goblin warriors in the Obsidian Kingdom. At the same time, it immediately stimulated the will of the planet. The 7th Order and 8th Order powerhouses are not so easy to be born. The road of cultivation is long and complicated, and it is also very talented. For the goblin civilization, each loss of such high-end combat power, the replenishment time is calculated in units of years. But Chenmo is completely different. A hydralisk capable of inflicting damage to goblin warriors, and he crafts it in days. Civilizations that are accustomed to taking the idealist cultivation route have a hard time understanding the horror of mass production. That's no longer a matter of picking how many. But as long as you don't destroy the opponent's manufacturing base, you will face an infinite number of enemies. As long as it can hurt you, even if it's just a little, you are bound to be crushed too. What's more, Chenmo is not a mindless bunch. Every time a goblin warrior's genes are devoured, data is being accumulated for the gene pool. Today, Chenmo's damage bonus to goblin civilization individuals has reached a terrifying 2000%. What is this concept? This is the gap between predator and prey. Is the nemesis. It can be said that the suppression of goblins by parasites will soon be engraved into the genes. Gene suppression. Blood pressure. From start to finish, the enemy has no backhand. The king of the Obsidian Kingdom, who is known as the strongest, did not appear either. Clean up the battlefield. All hydralisks upload battle data. Can the boom made by goblin engineers fly? Titan glanced at the dark wreckage of the general and gave an order. In this battle, for the parasite army, the most precious thing is not to harvest some corrupted magic weapons. Nor is it some residual organic matter. It is a richer genetic type, and the experience of fighting a large-scale superhuman for the first time. These battle memories, pictures, will be permanently recorded in the brain, biological brain. Every parasite can be observed and viewed freely, and substitute it into the memory, just like experiencing it in person. This can efficiently train batches of parasites with their own combat experience. So it seems that in this battle, there are not many parasites that have been tempered. There are only 1,000 hydralisks. But in fact, there are no individuals in the strict sense among the group creatures, the boundaries between them are very blurred, and there will be no barriers to communication. Who do you think fights monsters? Who gains experience? The actual situation is, one person fights monsters, and the whole family upgrades. Of course, looking at the substitution memory, compared with the direct copying of the memory, the effect is definitely much worse. There is still a lot of room for development in this technology. Your Excellency Commander, in accordance with the great revelation of the divine will, we have developed the boom helicopter and conducted 10 rounds of tests. At present, it is able to lift 2 hydralisks in one breath, with great strength. But the magic energy, the power of the gun seems to be a little. Facing the commander's question, the goblin engineer scratched his head, sometimes high and low. I don't know what went wrong. Can you open it? This is the chief concern of the commander Titans. He had to deliver more hydralisks. Yes, although there are occasional glitches, it drives quickly. That's it, dangling the hydralisk and pulling it to the battlefield for testing. Also, paint it all red so it can fly faster. The goblin engineer is a little confused. What's the reason? This is a great revelation of the divine will. The commander said solemnly. Yes. The next moment, all the parasites around were extremely convinced. Brushing red paint makes the machine go faster. This truth from the divine will immediately spread throughout the entire green skin. Can you run faster with red paint? If someone asked Chenmo like this before, he would have been a big backhand. But now, Chenmo has to think carefully about this issue. Because when instructing goblins to combine technology and magic technology to make flying tools, Chenmo discovered a strange thing. The weapons on the Bang helicopter, the power.is in a state of large and small. He was puzzled. Finally, after careful investigation, I found that it seemed to be affected by the surrounding green skin. This very incredible. In short, he wanted to find a way to verify a conjecture. Hanging the hydralisk. Set off. With an order from Titan, the mighty parasite army set off. Target, the kingdom of black light. In the splendid palace. With a vibrato, the mage described the process of the annihilation of the entire army. Such a powerful elite that can sweep the entire continent, destroy the group. And it's only a few minutes. The shock brought by this caused the entire hall to be dead silent. The envoys from various countries who had been clamoring for a share of the battle just now were trembling at this moment. Everyone realizes that the crisis of life and death is really coming. The other party is a minion of the evil god, and there is no way out. What other powerful abilities the other party has, let us know. Tell everyone well. The Obsidian King was uncharacteristically calm. On the contrary, the speeches of failure continue to spread. He didn't block the news. It didn't take long for the mainland's strongest elites to all die in Stormwind Harbor, spreading across the mainland. For a time, it was windy and rainy. The powerhouses in the world gathered together. As the strongest man on the continent, I have been favored by the will of the planet. I have another way. At this moment, King Obsidian gave another order. This time, no king or strong man opposed the order. As the wave of infection quickly swept the entire continent, all the goblin warriors quickly gathered in the Obsidian capital. Chapter 50. So big, can you hold it? Make a wish to yourself. 2 more. Terra Planet. In the base, Shenmue couldn't help smiling as he watched the information gathered from the front line. The battle just now was huge. He not only tested the weapon, but also made the planets will completely explode. And chasing after the victory is madly infecting the entire continent. Now, the more urgent the planet's will, the better for him. In front of him is the right to belong to a planet. As long as he takes the Obsidian Kingdom, he can take over the entire planet. Take your time to mine the resources you need. The invasion test is a perfect win at the starting line. It's a pity that it invaded such a large area and collected so many genes. Still haven't found an evolutionary opportunity. Shenmue has some regrets. Evolution is not so easy. Many times, you can't ask for it. Because of this, Shenmue will not bother about this matter, but open the terminal. View earnings. At this point, he has accumulated enough funds. You can buy resources and choose a gene to evolve. Luo Bing requests to communicate with you via video. Suddenly a message pops up. Shenmue just clicked on the video. On the opposite side of the video, Luo Bing was excited. Brother, can I call you big brother? Please be calm, pass the first stage with peace of mind, and don't make things too big. Looking at the picture, the trembling, shaking Luo Bing. Shenmue was slightly stunned. This way of making a request is really sincere. Don't worry, what I'm doing is pretty white. No, pretty big. But I can handle it. Shenmue said seriously. The other party has sincerity and sincerity. But just want to influence the thoughts of veteran cadres. Shenmue has his own plan and will not be disturbed by others. You haven't tried it yet, how do you know you can handle it? Besides, you also know it's big. Ah. Luo Bing was really shocked and emotional. So that a gust of wind blew in from the window, and she suddenly reacted. The situation is not right. What? Shenmue only heard half of the scream, and the picture clicked and disappeared. The other end, Luo Bing was completely mad. Her face turned dark and red for a while, but in the end, no matter how she thought about it, she could only blame herself for it. So she collapsed in anger and screamed loudly. The hands splashed. My God, I'm so embarrassed now, lost at my grandma's house. Thinking about it carefully, she also felt aggrieved and speechless. Mainly what Shenmue did, it was too big and too shocking. Putting it on other girls might not have the same effect. But she is different, she is a scholar and is familiar with history. Because of this, she knows a lot, so she is more shocked by what Shenmue has done. And Shenmue has hundreds of millions of relationships with her. Interests, so much so that she lost her mind for a while. It's hard to calm down a little, but when I think of the word big, I think of what happened just now, and think of Shenmue's comment. His face turned red, and he gritted his teeth. Damn it. I'm on Shenmue's side. I guess I've lost my image, right? She wanted to explain right away. But when I picked up the watch, I felt it was wrong. It will only get darker and darker. As a result, Luo Bing fell into a tangle. After thinking about it, she simply sent an angel to go to Planet 45 to see if the situation was better. You must know that Shenmue robbed the entire continent before, and did not completely anger the will of the planet. But this time, without any hints in the middle, it was so fast. She couldn't imagine how it could be done. On the other hand, Shenmue was in a good mood. Mainly, he can deduce evolution again. Ding. It is detected that the host has obtained enough resources, and according to the system deduction, it can evolve and upgrade its own genes such as toxins and hallucinations. The success rate is 99.9%. Please select the gene that needs to be evolved. This evolution will not lead to a genetic leap, but it can also enhance a lot. Shenmue carefully examines the current situation. He lacks a powerful flying vehicle. The goblin mages of the Obsidian Kingdom are all high up and down, scouting the battle situation in Stormwind Harbor from a distance in the sky. But he could only watch, there was no good countermeasure. If you can find a giant dragon, transform it, and create a flying dragon parasite. Chen Mo couldn't help thinking, and even for this reason, he deliberately activated the power of the Star Soul. I made a wish, hoping that I could catch a flying dragon. Make a wish to yourself. How to say this method? Anyway, no money. And it can really increase your luck. Worth a try. Of course, the most important thing is that this world really has legends about giant dragons. All over the continent, explained that there were indeed similar creatures. In other words, a giant dragon from outside the domain came to this world. If you can get some low-end subspecies flying dragon genes, it will be quite good. But reality is cruel. According to the legends collected from the goblin's mind, Chen Mo searched for a long time, but couldn't find a single hair. Even if he insists on activating the power of the Star Soul, he firmly believes that there are giant dragons in this world. Didn't work either. Therefore, he can only retreat. Evolve the parasitic gene. Chen Mo thought about it, since the goblin engineers have limited skills in a short period of time. You can't make a great aircraft. Then he simply used his own advantages, relying on the parasitic ability, and fused it. Directly infect the boom helicopter, so that it has some biological characteristics. This might make up for the lack of performance. By the way, he can study in more detail how the state of the green skin group acts on the aircraft, causing the power of the airborne magic cannon to change. Ding. You consume a lot of resources and have evolved the parasitic gene. Your parasitic ability has been greatly enhanced. Combined with the ability of metal genes, you can even infect inorganic objects, machines, weapons, rocks, making them partially biological characteristics. An hour later, a boom helicopter took off. Its shape looks very strange, like a mixture of flesh and metal. Speed, agility, endurance are far better than before. Everything looks good, but flying, the whole helicopter fell down. Out of control. Come down. Boom. The entire plane smashed into a canyon and turned into a rising flame. Sure enough, engaging in technology is not what I am good at. It's not that simple. Chen Mo was speechless. Think about it too. If you are a civilian, you can succeed at will, and the goblin engineers before that are all in vain. But the next moment, roar. A loud roar. Who is it? Dare to disturb my sleep. Chen Mo was stunned for a moment, then laughed. Although his experiment failed, but the purpose is perfectly achieved. Chapter 51 The Sun of the World, come. 3 more. Obsidian Kingdom, around the capital. At this time, there are more than 1 billion goblins gathered here. Among them, there are 4 million goblin warriors. Most of these goblin warriors are 7th order. In addition, there are thousands of 8th order goblin warriors. These are the pinnacles of force in the entire continent. In other words, all advanced combat power. On the throne, King Obsidian looked around, and there were a dense array of elite goblin warriors, all with excellent weapons. The elite weapons of the whole continent are gathered here. The terrifying momentum made the sky of the entire capital dissipate. Fighting intent soars into the sky. Everyone knew the news that the elites of the kingdom were destroyed and the evil god's minions spread to the whole world. But the goblins were not afraid. Because, the news that the king of the Obsidian Kingdom was favored by the will of the planet and promoted to a legend has spread. Legend, this is the highest realm that mortals can reach. Touch the realm of the gods. With such a strong person, the goblin family will never die. On the contrary, this disaster is the last darkness before their rise. Step past, it is endless brilliance. At this moment, the entire race is of one mind. Everyone knows that King Obsidian is the savior. When the wishes of the living beings are strong enough and consistent, even the gods must give way. This is the collective will. At this moment, I am the savior. King Obsidian felt the will of all beings and slowly got up. He lifted off directly into the sky, releasing a huge golden light all over his body. Like the sun. Dazzling. The whole king can see it. Like a god. With the gaze of all the goblins, the light on his body skyrocketed. This is how he breaks through. The will of the planet, all living beings, all need a savior. That being the case, then why can't this person who turned the tide be him? So he started to spread the news in advance, so that everyone thought he was the savior. Then, step by step, under the pressure of his guidance and the evil god's minions, rumors become truth. I thought it was impossible to have this kind of condition, where everyone is of one mind in the right time and place. But after all, I seized the opportunity. The Obsidian King smiled faintly. Seeing him, the goblin warriors were very excited. The first legend in 1,000 years. The goblin family will rise again. Long live the king. Quietly feeling the worship of all beings, the Obsidian King enjoys it more and more. Although the whole world was almost eroded by the evil gods, as the saying goes, he had no fighting spirit before, but in reality, there were too many people who prevented him from achieving greatness. At this moment, these people are all dead, and the rest are all his people. And with this power, he ascended to the legendary realm that he had never even imagined before. Gained the authority of part of the planet's will. My destiny is mine. He couldn't help feeling happy. This sentence also made the goblins in the whole city boil even more. It's not the temple of heaven that oppresses us this time. But more evil. It's an evil god from outside the realm. But today is different from the past. I have already entered the legend. We are united, one heart. Defeat the evil god. Defeat the evil god. Kill. All the goblins roared. All the fighting spirit was ignited. Before the temple of heaven, 1/10 of the harvest was taken from the entire planet every year. Call it tithes. This is unbearable for everyone. It's hard to endure the other party. Unexpectedly, an alien evil spirit came in the blink of an eye. And this time, just eat it and wipe it clean. No one wants to change it. What's more, this time they have the confidence to say no. Legend. This is an existence with partial authority. With the legendary asylum, the Temple of Heaven will treat them equally. The evil god can also stop it. Announcement. A high-energy reaction far exceeding the standard has been detected on Planet 45. For the sake of safety, the channel connected to it will be automatically closed immediately after the players withdraw. Players can apply for a call on their own, but it will be life-threatening. Looking at this announcement, Chenmo was slightly surprised. This time the movement is a bit big. But as he told Luo Bing, he could hold it. Great Master, following your will, the parasite army has swept across the continent. All areas except the Obsidian Kingdom are bathed in the glory of evolution. Titan respectfully said, also present the latest information. A large number of dense high-energy reactions. The goals have all been brought together. But they gave birth to the child of the world, and with my help, they became unexpectedly strong. Such a rare phenomenon, such a powerful individual, I wonder if it can bring me some new evolutionary opportunities. Chen Mo couldn't help thinking. As for the other party's threat, Chen Mo looked at the giant worm eggs in front of him and didn't panic at all. It's not that the unfortunate Yulong that is being transformed here is powerful enough to compete with the legend. But the discovery of Yulong itself is of great significance. As long as it is used properly, with only the green skin, he can slaughter the gods. He is also familiar with the will of the world, and this is not the first time he has been tough. This time, don't be afraid. What Chen Mo didn't know was that the changes to Planet 45 involved the subsequent invasion test, so this announcement was updated to all newcomers synchronously. For a time, the whole newcomer area exploded. Does this mean that Mr. Chen Mo wants to cool? Spiral ascension in place. Brothers, the channel is closed. Can't the miners ordered by Chen Mo be shipped? It's over. Chen Mo, you pay me back my hard-earned money. Gone. What the hell is Chen Mo doing inside? For a time, the collective pain masked in the newcomer area. Too many people are affected. The first one who wanted to cry without tears was Luo Bing. She just sent an angel over, and with a click, the announcement came. Then, the channel is closed. Immediately afterwards, she received the news that the angel was killed. Killed in seconds. The phantom at the entrance is hidden, and it has no effect. The opponent is extremely strong. And they are far apart, they can launch attacks, or move very fast. In an instant, Luo Bing's heart sank to the bottom of the valley. Chapter 52 Kill the Destiny. One more. Obsidian Kingdom, the capital city. Boom, boom. Dozens of kilometers apart, countless light spots fell on the ground, triggering a terrifying explosion. Each magic crystal cannon will evaporate parasitic bodies in a radius of 500 meters. Even let the metal melt and the mountains flatten. But this is for the parasite army that has covered the sky and cast the earth in shadow. This damage is not worth mentioning. There are so many of them. There are even countless tiny spores, floating in the air, spreading in the soil, deep sea, and even clouds. Can't be eliminated at all. The world at this time is already infiltrated with parasitic spores. There is no way to eradicate the infection except for thorough purification. Of course, Chen Mo doesn't have that much time to play slowly with the children of the world. Today is the last day. Tomorrow the channel will be forcibly opened and cannot be closed. When the son of the world breaks into his world with an army, the fun will be great. But today, the other party can only be beaten passively. The biological brain finally manipulated billions of parasites and began to invade the city. Its opponent was originally the 4 million goblin warriors. But now there is only one, the child of the world, the King Obsidian. He brings together the hopes of the whole world and is the strongest. But also the weakest. Defeating him can directly destroy the hope of the world. The minions of foreign evil gods, your evil ends here. Son of Destiny, the only legend in the world, end your sins here. Evil, unable to look directly at the light. Purge. A golden light burst from the Obsidian King. The field expands. Where the rays of light shone, countless parasites burned, and the ashes disappeared. For a time, the sky, the earth, and ashes scattered everywhere. Even among the people he sheltered, flames spewed out. The surviving goblins immediately cheered. Exclamation miracle. The dawn of victory has risen. But the Obsidian King who hangs high in the sky can see farther. At this moment, his eyelids jumped. The evil god's means are too terrifying. The whole world seems to be infected by something. The other side, everywhere. Erosion, deep into the bone marrow. I have suppressed the whole world, closed the world channel, suppressed extraordinary power, but why? Looking at the endless wave of insects sweeping again in the distance. For the first time, King Obsidian felt uneasy. What he didn't know was that the enemy he faced was not a system at all. This is a race that originated in a barren world. Even if it is completely independent of extraordinary strength and advanced energy, it can still move freely. The world rejected us, but it's even more ridiculous. Ignorance are running rampant. The glory of the divine will shall not be defiled. Purge them. Titan stretched out his hand. There are countless hydralisks around, roaring forward. Once they enter the range of light, they are extremely suppressed and their strength is greatly reduced. But it doesn't matter. Their damage did not come from the extraordinary. The Obsidian King said with a cold expression. Your so-called sacredness is extremely degenerate in my opinion. I am the destiny of this world. How dare you overstep the truth? Destroy. Titan was furious and threw the weapon in his hand violently. The spear rubbed in the air, and at once a terrifying light erupted. Shooting at the Obsidian King like a pop. Destroy. Countless greenskins also roared. They drove various machines and, boom, helicopters and rushed into the battlefield one after another. Someone rammed directly into the Obsidian King in the sky. Facing the incoming spear, King Obsidian raised his hand disdainfully. This kind of attack, which is only a mere 8th order, may have to be guarded against in the past. Now is directly immune at all. Legends are so unreasonable. Snapped. Sure enough, the spear was shattered just by reaching out and waving it at will. But the next moment, the face of the Obsidian King changed. His hand was actually bleeding. A hole was punched out. Although he was cured in an instant, the shock it brought to him made him exclaim directly. How is this possible? Feel the truth. The divine will lynx us. We are invincible. Kill. The next moment, countless firepower concentrated on the sun in the sky. Greenskins firmly believe that they can hurt each other. It doesn't need any reason. The divine will said yes, and that was yes. In other words, this is the reason for their recognition from the heart. For a while, the sun has dimmed. His light faded quickly. Losing the shelter of light, countless goblins screamed and began to mutate. But there are also 4 million elite goblins, without the slightest hesitation, go to battle immediately. Support your majesty the king. Kill. They are not afraid of infection. Be prepared to sacrifice. However, what makes them desperate is that these monsters simply ignore them. No matter how crazy they kill monsters, these monsters still have their backs to them. Tirelessly, wholeheartedly, beating the king. What? The Obsidian King screamed. He hasn't been hurt for a long, long time. This time, it is life-threatening. Every attack of the enemy can cause damage to him. He is obviously already a legend, and he is immune to these damages below a certain energy level. But I don't know why, these attacks can always cause harm to him without reason. And his unreasonable immune damage, it seems the same root. Could they have been goblins? This thought flashed by, and he was immediately pressed to the ground by a flying dragon that fell from the sky. The flying dragon shone upon the king's head. Just a breath. The raging flames melted the entire ground and spewed out a large lake of lava. Those who violate the truth should be burned at the stake. Titan's expression became more and more indifferent. Give up resistance and join evolution. He took a step and walked towards the suppressed King Obsidian. The divine will lynx all things. This is the eternal truth. The words fell, and metal grew in his hand, condensing into a sharp sword. Roll. This world belongs to me, you traitors. The Obsidian King looked extremely embarrassed, but his expression became more and more fierce. Ignorance. Destroy it, said. Titan raised the sword in his hand. An unremarkable metal greatsword, but at this moment, there was a cold light above. Destroy, destroy, countless greenskins roared. The will of billions of greenskins is gathered here. There is no suspense, the metal sword pierced the energy barrier and stuck the king's head on the ground. The dazzling light in the king's eyes dimmed at this moment. Ding! If it is detected that it can devour the legendary life form, whether it immediately cooperates with the star soul power to devour it in order to analyze the target gene. A little weak, Shenmue let out a long breath. Wiped the sweat from his forehead. He is not saying that the other party is weak, but himself. If his star soul power was stronger, or if he discovered the Greenskin's ability earlier, he wouldn't need such trouble at all. He can kill the Obsidian King from the start. Chapter 53 The Electricity Gene. Science and technology rely on archaeology. 2 more. 4 million goblin warriors can resist a lot of time. But with the death of King Obsidian, their only belief in victory disintegrated in an instant. Many goblins burst into tears and gave up their resistance. Without fighting spirit, failure will come in a blink of an eye. Next, it's time to count the harvest. Terra Planet. Shenmue just felt full of power. In an instant, hundreds of millions of goblins connected to the divine will enjoy the glorious evolution. Let his ideal power to a higher level. His power comes from the exclusive race. The ethnic group expands and the strength increases. He naturally became stronger, close to legendary power. Continue to strengthen the group, and soon you will have the power of a legendary goblin. As a divine will, Shenmue naturally wants to be sacred. It takes strength to match. But I'm advancing at a very fast rate. My personal strength is far superior to other players. Shenmue estimates that he can beat many newcomers just by himself. In every way, he is the strongest rookie. You become stronger when you lie down. This is the benefit of a Star Soul powerhouse. When the invasion test starts tomorrow, the chances of getting evolution will definitely increase. By then, my speed of strengthening will only increase and not decrease. The more you fight, the stronger. This is something only I can do. At this moment, Shenmue is in a good mood. Although I don't know why the watch is clinking again. But he doesn't have time to pay attention right now. Feel free to apply to open the planet channel. Shenmue couldn't wait to take the flying dragon and head to the battlefield. He is about to become the owner of Planet 45. Entering here is like going to his own back garden. You can rest assured, outside the Obsidian capital, when Shenmue arrived, the blood and minced meat on the battlefield disappeared. Clean. The ability of the parasite army to collect various substances is extremely efficient. There is only one spot, showing the solidified magma in the shape of a jet fan. Inlaid with a wreckage. This is the only body in the whole world that has stepped into the transcendent. Although the time is very short. But it is still worth studying. The main ones are. This is from the practice of goblins. Shenmue is very familiar with goblins and has a restraint bonus of more than 2000%. Coupled with his increasingly powerful Star Soul, it created the possibility to devour its genes. Swallow. With a thought, Shenmue gave an order, aroused the power of the Star Soul, and made a wish to himself. Devouring genes can be successful. Consume 10 drops of evolution potion at the same time. Ding. Your tribe devoured the legendary goblin gene and resolved to the electricity gene. Do you add it to its own gene sequence? Join in. Nothing to hesitate. Next moment. Shenmue opened the attribute list, and there was one more gene on it. Electricity. Your exclusive race has acquired the ability to generate electricity cells, and through the metal gene, it can stimulate an electromagnetic response, which allows you to create a strong magnetic field, or electromagnetic force. This ability appears alone, it's actually useless. At most, it discharges electricity, like a mage, or an electric eel. It's easy to accidentally hurt at a short attack distance, and it consumes a lot. However, I already had metal genes before, so the evolution of the electricity gene at this moment is a logical and very useful ability. It can also be seen from this that in deduction and evolution, various genes are interdependent and cooperate with each other. The more genes you collect, the more powerful you are. Shenmue's exclusive race is a powerful and sophisticated warship built from various genes. There is no simple 1 plus 1 equals 2 relationship between genes. Just like this time, the combination of metal and electricity genes can directly produce qualitative changes. You can equip your parasite army with electromagnetic cannons. This is more powerful than the magic crystal cannon, and the range is even more outrageous. The magic crystal gun is a weapon of a 1.1 level civilization, while the electromagnetic gun is a 1.2 level civilization. Although the difference is only 0.1 level. It doesn't seem like much, but the popularity of the two is not an order of magnitude at all. If you really encounter it, it belongs to crushing. The civilization of the rest of the players is still rubbing fireballs, shooting bows and arrows, and it is difficult to hit a level 1 civilization. Shenmue has ushered in the era of high-energy weapons. Install the electromagnetic gun inside the tail of the flying dragon, and you will have a long-range air force. It makes up for the shortcomings of the past. And along this path, you can continue to move forward, followed by strong magnetic fields, gravitational manipulation. Of course, this ability alone is not very powerful. After all, this is a world with extraordinary powers. But what if the greenskins thought the weapon was powerful? And this also allowed Shenmue to get rid of the parasite army and the situation of all cannon fodder. As long as a strong enough electromagnetic gun is on the rack, a parasite as weak as a mouse has the opportunity to kill an elite goblin warrior or even a giant dragon. And between the two of them, there were originally 100 million mice, and the gap could not be erased. This is the scary part of the path of gene ascension, and it is also the main feature of materialism. The popularization of any technology can enhance the strength of any individual in the entire staff. In layman's terms, as long as the technology climbs high enough, a dog can drive a mecha, and a martial arts genius who has worked hard for 100 years can be blasted. I understand the principle of the electromagnetic gun, but it's specific to the details. Shenmue remembered the transformation of the helicopter before. Forget it, let's see if the Federation can give me some support. It's really not good. Let them go to archaeology and find some ancient technologies for me to use. The Star Soul world also developed technology a long time ago. However, this path is far inferior to idealism, so it was abandoned. But the Federal Museum, or some classified information room, should still have relevant materials. It's a little strange to say that technology relies on archaeology. But it doesn't matter. Anyway, these technologies of the Federation are useless. Only Shenmue needs it. Should be easy to get hold of. And this time, if you win the planet in advance, what rewards will the Federation have? Thinking of this, Shenmue couldn't help but look forward to it. Happy opening the watch. Congratulations to you, Shenmue. Your extraordinary performance has attracted the attention of the Federation, and you have been included in the object of continuous special attention, but please don't worry, the Federation itself does not spy on any secrets, and any genius in the Federation will get enough freedom and respect. Please keep up the good work. As soon as it was opened, a notice came into view. Then, another piece of good news. The Federation will award a space auxiliary equipment for free, does not affect the game. Then, there are the red dots of dense private messages. This Shenmue is too lazy to read, but the shipping notification column of the trading platform is also 99 plus. Strange, isn't this the point yet? So many people rushing him to deliver. Oh, it's interesting, there are still a lot of people who want to return it. You know, if you take the initiative to apply for a return, the seller only needs to refund 50%. The other 50% is considered liquidated damages, and the seller earns nothing. It can be said that it is very uneconomical. The only advantage is that you can get the refund first, and you can get the compensation first in the bankruptcy liquidation. That is, these people thought he was broke. And it will be insolvent. Even if you sell all your assets, you can only afford some people's money. So rush ahead in advance to avoid losses from continuing to expand. Only then can it be explained why so many people apply for returns. What the hell? To understand this, Shenmue was a little surprised. He is clearly in good shape. Someone must be making up my rumors again. Shenmue muttered, very speechless. He was ready to ship immediately, proving that he was not bankrupt. After all, he has to rent miners to make money in the future. But just as he was about to refute the rumor, a light suddenly flashed in his mind. Etc. Why should I refute the rumor? I don't know. Anyway, the money has been taken. These people apply for a return, isn't it just a wave of prostitution? Wait until the rumors are refuted, and then continue to sell. In this way, a group of miners can sell back and forth twice without moving in place. Chapter 54 Proof of Conquest. 3 more. Terra Planet, Base. Chen Mo sat comfortably on the sofa. After checking the trading platform, he immediately contacted the Federation. Asked them to send over their rewards. At the same time, Chen Mo applied for access to some technical knowledge. Of course, no matter what kind of knowledge, it is very valuable. Knowledge applications are subject to extensive approval. One is to prevent the leakage of secret knowledge from being acquired by aliens. The second is to fear that the applicant will see knowledge beyond the scope of understanding, which will lead to bad consequences. So this step will take some time. It's fine. When I collect more resources, I just use it to transform the complete body, flying dragon. Now let it spray venom and flames. Chen Mo thought. Once the resources and knowledge are in place, he can immediately get a new parasitic unit, and it is also a unit with powerful air combat capabilities. This will give him air superiority in the next test of the invasion. Races that can fly long distances in the early days are rare. It takes time to acquire knowledge. But the special rewards that the Federation paid attention to were delivered right away. And it was beyond Chen Mo's expectations. It's not like the staff who walked through the portal to send rewards. But a tall and slender woman dressed wholly. Congratulations, classmate Chen Mo. She held the gift in her hands. A very solemn expression. This made Chen Mo secretly wonder. But when the other party was about to leave, he said more formally. I wish you the eternal soul. Chen Mo reacted immediately, straightened his back, and saluted seriously. The star soul is immortal. Yes, this blessing. There are only 2 kinds of people who will say it formally. One is a newcomer. One is a person with a condensed star soul. Those who have been eliminated are not qualified to say such words in such a formal manner. The other party is obviously not a newcomer. Actually, a strong star soul acts as a courier. Chen Mo was even more curious about this gift. Opened the gift box. Inside is a bright black ring. I don't know what material it is, but it's not cold at all in the hand, but it has a warm feeling, and the weight is a little too heavy. Not light. The shape is simple, and the 4 words, Star Soul Immortal, are engraved in the ring. In addition to the ring itself, it also comes with a beautiful description written in gold. Certificate of Conquest. This is the certificate awarded by the Federation to the conquerors in recognition of their outstanding contributions to the entire Star Soul world. Holding this ring means that you have at least conquered a civilization planet above level 1 and performed extremely well, which fully reflects the purpose of the Star Soul world to challenge, explore, and connect all things. In any ruled area of the Federation, you will receive the distinguished treatment of the governor of the planet, take any public transportation for free, and be exempt from the laws of any local planet. Ring number CM 1,644,567. Holder Chen Mo. Presenter Seat 99, Queen of Ice. Features 1. The magic ring contains 1,000 cubic meters of storage space. 2. The will of the world. When the magic energy is sufficient, you can activate the ability instantly, and the law of the world will immediately cast your attention to you. In a short time, you have the luck of being close to invincible. After a delay of 3 seconds, you will be forcibly pulled returning to the home planet. No space lock can interrupt this process. Note. This number is unique and will not be replaced if lost. At the same time, this ring contains the breath of the Star Soul world. Some void creatures or hostile forces. If you notice this, they will be very hostile to you. Unique number. Does this mean that the ring is numbered from 01? Isn't that Chen Mo counted, and he was the 1,600,000th person who got the ring? That is to say, in front of him, there are more than 1 million people who have obtained this kind of ring. Looks like a lot. But pay attention, this is a ring that has been awarded since 100 years ago. And the population of Star Soul world is as high as more than 200 billion. It can be said that this kind of ring is extremely rare. Space props are precious in themselves, plus unique attributes. The weight of this ring is very heavy. Some bosses are optimistic about me, and the Federation doesn't want me to have any accidents. It can be seen from the second ability of the ring, World Will. This ability is simply a life-saving skill. To put it bluntly, it is to obtain the effect of the Child of Destiny of the Star Soul world for 3 seconds. During this time, the luck value is directly full, and it is almost impossible to be killed. The next step is to forcefully turn on the teleportation and escape back to the parent star in any environment. Seat 99, Queen of Ice. Chen Mo scanned the words, but didn't read them out. I didn't even think about it in my heart. Any member of parliament is in existence at the Xeon Star God level. Even if it is only the last seat of the gods, it must not be underestimated. As long as the name is pronounced, the other party will immediately sense it. 100 members of parliament have the right to issue a certificate of conquest. But it will only be sent to people who appreciate it or who are optimistic about it. Their preferences are also different. I don't know what this guy sees in me. Chen Mo shook his head and stopped thinking about it. It's still too far away. His first goal. In the newcomer test, he won the first place. Only by winning here can you be qualified to talk about other things. With this, I can carry a lot of things with me, which is very convenient. Chen Mo played with it for a while, trying to put things in and take them out. This reward is very good, but isn't it something that a good reward does not affect the game? This thing really affects the game for him. In other words, greatly improved his transportation efficiency. Originally, Chen Mo had to rely on the biological brain to adjust the material transport at the space channel carefully. What comes first, what comes after? Can't go wrong at all. Otherwise, some of the goods to be shipped will be blocked at the entrance of the channel, which will be troublesome. But now, with this space ring, he is equivalent to expanding the width of the channel 10 times out of thin air. The living creatures that originally took a day to be transported were all loaded into the space ring and unloaded back and forth. It only takes 2 or 3 hours to ship the resources. As for the small side effects in the remarks of this ring, Chen Mo doesn't matter. Compared with the value of the ring itself, this side effect is almost negligible. Moreover, he also wished that the enemy was diverse. Anyway, here is to send genetic samples. After playing with the ring for a while, Chen Mo counted the gains. At this time, it was already dark. The invasion test is about to start. And his transaction of renting out miners is approaching the deadline for delivery. Chapter 55. What's the situation? Form a group to brush Chen Mo's copy. One more. Not bad, almost half of them opted for a refund. Because of the storage space of the Conquer evidence, Chen Mo's efficiency in transporting materials has been greatly improved. So there is more time to transport the Hulk over. So buy him some extra time. Every time you wait for a while, the more players choose to apply for a refund. Even better, Chen Mo doesn't know about the matter itself. Did not participate. Therefore, it does not belong to malicious manipulation of the market. At present, the behavior of the newcomer area is spontaneous. They think so themselves, at their own peril. Chen Mo carefully read the remarks of the newcomer area, and probably understood it. It turned out to be an official announcement. Haha, this wave is an official bonus. Chen Mo couldn't help but smile. Unfortunately, I didn't know about this in advance. Otherwise, it's a good time to kill King Obsidian slowly. Chen Mo is a little pity. As soon as he killed King Obsidian, the subsequent planet's danger level fell all the way down. When new people see this, some choose not to refund and gamble. After all, Chen Mo was too strong before, and there are still many people who have confidence in him. At this time, the newcomer area is very lively. As the invasion test is about to start, all the newcomers are nervous. By this time, it's time to prepare, it's already ready. If you are not ready, you are already lying down. In short, there was nothing to do, so the newcomer area danced wildly, which was several times more lively than usual. Brothers, have you noticed that Planet 45 has issued an announcement again, indicating that the danger level has dropped? But why hasn't Chen Mo shipped yet? Why else? I was killed. Hee. Danger has been raging for so long, do you think Chen Mo is a god? He's on that planet, so there's probably no more scum left. Alice, it won't be shipped after this point, it will be too late in time. I just said, how can Chen Mo be so arrogant? At first glance, there is a hidden meaning. Joyfully all the miners from him for 1 million. He can get 50% back from bankruptcy. It's hard work. I applied for a return yesterday, and I must be compensated. This wave is an explosion in situ. Haha, you people who rent miners deserve it. Because of Chen Mo's incident, some people in the newcomer area cried, some people made trouble, and some people gloated. I'm curious, this Planet 45 was originally a 1.1 level civilization, and later exceeded the standard. What kind of strength is that? This question is more professional, but there are still scholars in the newcomer area. Immediately, there is Lu Fan, who is currently ranked 3rd in the IT newcomer district. This one is one of the most famous scholars. Lu Fan said. If I remember correctly, this happened once before, but in the invasion assessment, there was a world where the son of the world was born, and it was a mess. That time when thousands of newcomers joined forces, they were all beaten up by the child of the world. After that, almost all the players targeted by the world were eliminated. There are many people who died at the hands of the child of the world. Hey, does that mean that the big boss Chen Mo is completely finished? Hee, there's still a big boss, and the bad luck is almost the same. Hey, I'm jealous of Yingkai, such an awesome person, he's just brilliant for just a week. The channel was opened in the morning, but it couldn't be closed. Chen Mo's strength has been greatly reduced, and he has a deep hatred. Will he be the first to blow up? It's okay, at least he made history again. Invasion test started 10 minutes to be defeated and quit the game, this historical record, kind of. Lu Fan. By the way, I forgot to mention one more thing. That incident in history happened during the invasion assessment, and the chosen child of the world was not the strongest. As for Chen Mo, this happened when the newcomer was very weak and was in the assessment of the Water Planet channel. Quote. And the development is so fast, there is no warning in advance. I boldly speculate that it should be caused by the breakthrough of the world's strongest. The world's strongest breakthrough. Wouldn't that be a legend? Lu Fan throws out this speculation. For a time, the newcomer area shook. It's over, there's no hope anymore. Chen Mo is definitely over. It is strongly recommended to compensate according to the size of the order, and give priority to compensation for our big households. FK off. Who will protect the interests of our ordinary players? After Lu Fan's well-founded popular science speculation. In the newcomer area, many people have argued that Chen Mo should compensate for his losses first. The newcomers who still had hope and bet that Chen Mo could survive, at this time, also returned the goods one after another. Just want to reduce the loss a little bit. When Chen Mo saw this, he immediately laughed. He also said that when the goods are shipped by himself, things can't be hidden. Who knows, these people almost all retired. Just let him prostitute for nothing this time, close to perfect. And this time, Lu Fan, the third in the newcomer area, said directly. Okay, stop talking to someone. Pure waste of time. Let me say something objectively. Those who admire Chen Mo, those who hate Chen Mo, and those who want him to lose money, stop arguing. Chen Mo is a thing of the past. It's okay to remember, but people, you have to live in the moment. We still have to condense the star soul, look forward, right? Tomorrow is the invasion test. I suggest that everyone discuss how to concentrate their strengths, conquer a planet first, and practice their skills instead of fighting each other. I also don't recommend that everyone attack each other. Good. Brother Fan said it well. Living in the moment. I listen to Brother Fan. Brother Fan's race is a giant family, and the land is the strongest. Of course, there are those who are not used to Lu Fan's hypocritical remarks, and think that he, a self-proclaimed scholar, is no different from the local tyrant Wang Yifeng. Still living in the moment. You are the second place, living in the crotch is almost the same. Of course, this kind of rant was quickly submerged. The second place, Wang Yifeng, has a psychological shadow on Chen Mo. He didn't really want to talk. And he has already succeeded Chen Mo and became the real number one. I'm very happy. I don't want to fall into the trap at this time, stepping on one and holding one. But seeing the third place Lu Fan grabbing ahead of him, he was in the limelight. He was instantly angry and couldn't help but join the chat immediately. His words are even more extreme, directly expressing that he is the first. And recommends, since everyone is so united, let's go to Planet 45 and lie down together. First, let's see how Chen Mo died. Second, after so much tossing, the 45 good planet should not be strong anymore. Let's try it together. Follow the strategy. I take the lead. For a time, the whole newcomer area was cheering. This is a proper benefit for the newcomers. After all, many newcomers are anxious and stressed at the moment. Someone took the lead, and naturally they all supported it. Chapter 56. The channel is open. The Tangled Luo Bing. 2 more, please subscribe. Terra Planet. The night was hazy, and the waves crashed on the beach, making a roaring sound. However, as soon as the time reached 9 o'clock in the evening, algae spread, gently blocking the waves, like the sea surface, making all sounds softer. Quiet. It was like the curtains were drawn in the room. As the master of the planet with the star soul, Chen Mo's sleeping environment is completely determined by his own preferences. He was even able to adjust the surrounding climate slightly, allowing the dark clouds to retreat, revealing the bright moonlight. Almost all the refunds, that is, I can earn about 500 million for nothing. I'll find another opportunity tomorrow. Put up a wave of S, let everyone think I'm very good, etc. Copy the topic, the miners hang it up, and sell it once. Then you can earn another 1 billion. Chen Mo looked at the situation in the newcomer area and figured it out. This money is nothing to him who is now rich on a planet. His first place is already a certainty. But the planet itself cannot be eaten as food. It will not be counted in the game income. Contribution value is only counted when trading through the trading platform. So these 1 billion, for now, have a bigger effect. And it is very stable. If it is done well, it will be available every month in the future. Even more stable than the income from developing the planet itself. Because if you only use Planet 45 as a mineral planet, it will be hollowed out sooner or later. When the magic crystal is mined, the value of the entire penalty kick will plummet. Of course, after that, you can engage in farming, tourism, or directly as a planet colony. Properly run, it can also continue to bring in income. Chen Mo has been watching the newcomer area. Some people say that he is already in the past tense, there is no need to discuss it, people should live in the present and so on. Some people even bluntly said that his number 1 had no gold content, and it was a miracle created by coincidence. Of course Chen Mo saw it too. But don't take it to heart. Tens of thousands of newcomers, naturally there are all kinds of people. By tomorrow, they will naturally know the gap. No need for Chen Mo to make a move. Of course, if someone is really blind and comes to his planet, he has to check it. Well, don't blame him for being rude. Tonight is just the time to gather the army. When the channel opens tomorrow, you can find an opportunity to travel to the rest of the world. As for reforming the flying dragon, Chen Mo looked at the trading platform, and the resources he had on hand were not enough for leapfrog evolution. But transforming the flying dragon is just enough. Just wait for the archaeological data on the federal side to be in place. You can start evolution. Ding. The Federation has resources to deliver. Please prepare to receive it. The watch vibrates slightly. Okay, this speed is a bit fast. From the evening to the present, only 5 or 6 hours have passed. The knowledge that Chen Mo needs is approved. The portal is opened. Wait until the resource is delivered. Open it and take a look. Chen Mo's eyes lit up immediately. Good boy, no wonder it's so fast. It turned out that the Federation directly gave him the cultural relics. In front of him was an antique type electromagnetic gun. According to the information, this thing was discovered from an underground factory when transforming an ancient casting planet. There are only over 100 of them in existence. Really priceless top antiques. If it wasn't for the Federation, I wouldn't have been able to get this kind of treasure. There are also some design drawings. Chen Mo could not help but sigh. This is the benefit of genius. If you win the first place for newcomers, resources are inclined, various conveniences, and more. Ding. Detected the complete electromagnetic weapon, as well as some design drawings, according to the system deduction. Using parasitic ability can perfectly control the electric battery weapon. It can be deduced to transform the parasitic flying dragon, so that it can be integrated with electromagnetic guns, and it has long-range attack ability. It is also possible to deduce and transform the parasitic hydralisks and green skins, so that they have a farther attack ability and formidable power. Please select the target of evolution and transformation. This electromagnetic weapon technology, plus design drawings, can actually transform the 3 major arms. Unexpected surprise. Could it be that, as long as you acquire weapons and add blueprints, you can transform any parasite? System, explain. Chen Mo moved in his heart and asked. Back to the host, this is related to the parasitic gene. You are currently able to parasitize simple mechanical creations and some magical creations, so you can establish a good control relationship with these machines, and there will be no rejection reaction. Understood. Parasitic genes are the bridges of communication between organic matter and inorganic matter. The stronger this gene is, the more inanimate machines Chen Mo can fuse. Flesh and machinery are perfectly integrated, giving full play to their respective strengths. This is what Chen Mo envisioned when he transformed the boom helicopter. It was a pity that it failed. Unexpectedly, it turned around so quickly. It is very difficult to cultivate and transform a civilized race. This is not an exception, the exclusive race cultivated by everyone is like this. And the more powerful the race, the more difficult it is to be compatible with the rest of the roads. But here in Shenmue, the iron law of this textbook is invalid. He can not only collect and evolve genes, but also make the parasite stronger as a whole. You can also collect various materialistic weapons and transform parasites. I have to develop this thing myself, at least for several years. Looking at the sophisticated machinery in front of him, Shenmue couldn't help but sigh. Technology depends on archaeology. All 3 parasitic units can be used. Shenmue thought about it and decided to transform and evolve Phylong first. Because the flying dragon itself is flying at a high speed, it is very unrealistic to keep inhaling air like a hydralisk, compressing it, and then eating its venom. It is quite appropriate to engage in an electromagnetic gun. This thing has no recoil and does not affect flight at all. If the transformation is easy to use, it can completely make the goblin engineer follow the gourd to draw a scoop, imitate some miniature versions, and distribute it to the greenskin as an electromagnetic rifle. Of course, whether it can be used or not, it will explode. Shenmue can't guarantee it. But what he said was the truth. The greenskins will believe that the gun can be used, and there will be no problem. This incredible collective ability should be regarded as the future development direction of green skin. It's no wonder that the system chose green skin as its evolutionary target from the very beginning. At present, it seems that its potential for transformation and evolution is indeed huge. Shenmue thought so and made a decision. Next moment, the weapon around him, along with evolution potion and a batch of high-purity magic crystals, was packed by Greenskin and sent to Planet 45. On a blanket of mushrooms that had spread, the dragon spewed sulfur from its nostrils. Without hesitation, he opened his mouth and swallowed the weapon. The surrounding bacterial creep also spread immediately. A giant egg forms. Shenmue rotates the star soul, and light blue light emanates from the back of his hand. This transformation and evolution will succeed, he said with certainty. It seemed that Shenmue's will was sensed, and the speed at which the entire worm's eggs absorbed nutrients and metals suddenly accelerated. Parasitic, infecting the electromagnetic gun, giving it some life attributes, and then integrating with the flying dragon. Shenmue looked at the rhythmic insect eggs that were shrinking and shrinking. Am looking forward to. When the transformation is successful, he will have a biological weapon that spans the sky. And also with high-speed kinetic energy weapons. Imagine, the flying dragon of Putiongai rides his face, how can he lose? Time passed minute by minute. Provides additional energy by consuming high-purity magic crystals. The internal evolution speed of the eggs has been accelerated by 10 times. Creep only provides what the dragon's body needs, nutrients and metals. Shenmue watched with interest. He is not going to sleep tonight. Not only Shenmue, but actually all the newcomers, didn't sleep. Everyone looked at the pointer. Yesterday da. Each click means 1 second has passed. Away from the invasion test, the space channel opened wide, and another point was scored. There is a tense atmosphere in the newcomer area. At the same time, the federal extermination order was also issued to every planet. Indigenous people are inspired. In their own civilization, they only need to defeat 1,000 players to obtain the qualification to become a vassal of the Star Soul world. Extermination orders can be waived. This news caused all the planets to feel a sense of gunpowder in their confusion. The air became dignified, and mobilization orders were everywhere. The frenzy of war is brewing. Except for Planet 45, of course. It's business as usual here. After the announcement resounded in the sky, there was only one real audience, Shenmue. His reaction was that he took a sip of water, and his heart was not fluctuating. What he cares about is the flying dragon that is about to be freshly baked. The night was getting darker, and the eggs were pulsing more and more violently. The surging heartbeat was like thunder. Occasionally, a low roar sounded, which was breathtaking. Just listening to this voice, there is a wild sense of power. Like the roar of an imperial engine. Occasionally, there are arc flashes. This is transforming power cells. It has evolved to the last minute. Finally, in a burst of electric light, a flying dragon broke out of its egg. The wings fluttered, and a gust of wind blew up. The ferocious bone spurs and the weird hollow tail, under the projection of the moonlight, elongated, twisted, and extremely insolent, like a bloodthirsty monster out of a cage. But the next moment, the monster came to Shenmue. Owner. Great divine will. The voice was weird, but it was extremely respectful. Shenmue looked at the flying dragon with a wingspan of 10 meters in front of him and nodded in satisfaction. The dragon bones are made of hollow metal, strong and light. The surging heart provides ample power for the whole body. When necessary, you can directly use the magic crystal as an energy source. Between a breath and a breath, there is an electric glow flowing in his tail. Strong. Such a flying dragon, according to its energy level, has been able to compete with advanced races. If you don't compete with ideal strength, you can completely crush the opponent. Flying dragon. Parasitic body, flying arms. The mechanical flesh and blood mixture has high physical strength and is good at aerial combat and ground bombing. The annular electromagnetic channel inside the tail can shoot alloy projectiles at a speed of more than 10 times the speed of sound, and can also directly launch thunderstorms when necessary, causing damage to the surrounding lightning attack. This is a very simple and rude unit, a projectile 10 times the speed of sound, enough to tear up any flesh and blood. Hit anything that hits an object, it will also cause a terrifying explosion. At this point, Shenmue himself has a general idea of the type of arms. Flying troops. This is a multifunctional arm that is responsible for reconnaissance, ground, air, etc. In the future, it will go to other planets, and even kill aliens in space, mainly depends on this arm. Ground troops. At present, the main ones are Hydralisk and Greenskin, which are mainly used to clear some stubborn elements. After all, there is no shortage of strong-willed natives in any world. Apart from physically destroying them, there is basically no good way, and some will hide in cities or underground. At this time, some flexible and high-intelligence arms are very necessary. Technical arms. This category, currently only Greenskin, is mainly the goblin engineer in the green skin. The weapons they are currently making are very unreliable. Frequent explosion accidents. But it inherited part of the goblin civilization magic energy technology, plus Shenmue's follow-up teaching. Combined with the talents of their race, the future can be expected. Finally, there are command-type units, which are very few in number, mainly titans, and biological brains. After checking the flying dragons, Shenmue assigned the task of nurturing the flying dragon army. Looking up at the sky, it was already bright. It's almost time. The space channel is about to open. Shenmue turned on his watch and chose the target planet without hesitation. Take a look at the newcomer area. At this time, it can no longer be described as lively. Countless people call friends. Many people entered into covenants. They hope to resist the first wave of shocks in a cooperative way. There are also those who are preparing to retreat strategically first. Of course, there are also geniuses who are ready for a tough wave. But in general, many newcomers will be eliminated in this test. After all, they're just there to be the best. The indigenous people, but to survive. Prepare. Shenmue's thoughts moved, and his parasite army was ready to go. Haha, exciting. I like this atmosphere. The battle is coming. Lu Fan was wearing armor, and with a violent swing of a big axe, a whole mountain was split into two halves. This video was directly put into the newcomer area by him. Goal, Planet 45, the first stop I'm about to conquer. He opened his mouth. Armor, sharp swords, and a giant team of hills behind them. Let him be domineering. Crazy. H's giants. I followed. Brother Fan, this is the coming of the god of war. Follow Brother Fan and you will win. Haha, I'll also go to Shenmue's place for a stroll. Brothers, you must be fast. Otherwise, I'm afraid that I won't be able to rescue Shenmue in time. I'm afraid that he will be beaten by the surviving natives on Planet 45. What's the panic? Shenmue is defeated, and his planet will not disappear. Upstairs, what do you mean? Shenmue's planet, you can also get your hands on it. I suggest you let the boss take it. At one time, many responders. The person named Brother Lu Fan directly swiped the screen. Flatterer, why don't you just call me Dad? The Great Wilderness Clan. Stop pretending to be forceful. It's not just that you feel that the strength of Planet 45 has been greatly damaged, and you want to go and find out. Nifetian. That is, if you have the ability, don't sway everyone, go by yourself. There are also many geniuses who have their own ideas, and they are not afraid of Lu Fan. Still vigilant though. For fear that too many people will be coerced by Lu Fan, this is not good for their future competition. They have regarded Wang Yifeng and Lu Fan as their biggest competitors. As for Shenmue, no one cares. Some people even started to bet. Did Shenmue run away the moment the channel was opened, or did he run away already? Looking at the remarks of the newcomer area, Luo Bing's mood was very complicated. Inexplicably, and a little angry. Shenmue is not what they say at all. This group of people called Dad when Shenmue was good. When it's bad, it's down to earth. How hypocritical. Her perception of Lu Fan and Wang Yifeng was even worse. What nonsense are these people talking about? Luo Bing was furious. She directly posted the video she secretly recorded when she watched Chen Mo's battle for the first time. That was the picture of Chen Mo launching a wave of billions of beasts to attack the Goblin City. You too. No matter what, I'm still much stronger than you. After Luo Bing finished doing this, he immediately regretted it. It's not that I regret to speak for Chen Mo and come forward. But I feel that the hero does not mention the courage of the year. Seeing these pictures, I wonder if Chen Mo will feel more uncomfortable. For Chen Mo, Luo Bing's emotions are complicated. After all, no matter how arrogant she is known as a goddess, and she is essentially a girl who has never dealt with boys before. But Chen Mo was the first, and he said something big and white. The other party was also the first boy she took seriously. For a while, I felt that this would be my strongest competitor for a while in the future. Between the two, there is cooperation and competitiveness. There are also some strange contingencies. In short, Chen Mo made her angry, wet and embarrassed, and also inspired her fighting spirit. She was still struggling a few days ago, how to face Chen Mo again. Will it be looked down upon by the other party? Will it be mistaken for him to be seduced in exchange for not renting out minors to competitors? She had been distressed for a few days, completely unexpected. Chen Mo will fail. After all, the overwhelming army made a deep impression on her. However, she also specifically inquired about the strength of the legendary powerhouse. That is already the peak strength that an individual of ordinary races can reach. In the mother planet, with the cooperation of the planet's will, it can even exert some godlike strength. With a single thought, you can forcibly close the passage, or quickly kill the enemy. This, also, Zhao Li's, is the reason why the Federation wants to close the channel immediately, and at the same time her angel was killed in seconds. If Lu Fan is just guessing, then she can be sure that Chen Mo is facing a legend. Alas, my hundreds of millions have gone to waste. Luo Bing sighed. But more, it is a pity for Chen Mo. The other party has already gained the attention of the Federation, and the future can be expected. But if the newcomer is eliminated in the test, it is useless to say anything. Obliterated in the crowd. Looking at the video posted, I was praised, but unsurprisingly, some also said, heroes don't mention braveness back then. Cough cough. Bai Sha such an awesome army. Isn't this a classic example of a good hand playing rotten? The gutter capsize incident in the annals of history. Let's put it aside. Luo Bing, you almost got it. Chen Mo is already past tense. These words made Luo Bing even more ashamed. I don't know if Chen Mo is paying attention. She wouldn't think she was posting this on purpose to stimulate him, would she? Looking at the channel that is about to open, Luo Bing gritted her teeth and contacted Chen Mo immediately. Don't give up. I just want to inspire you. This video of mine has been recorded a long time ago, but I just watched it myself, and it has never been leaked. I can't stand their style. You are much better than he imagined. I'm sorry. Luo Bing stammered. Chen Mo looked at Luo Bing with a tangled face and couldn't help but smile. Damn, why is it a big deal? Doesn't that just attract a wave of attention for him? At this time, the space channel is ready to open. Count down to 10 seconds until he comes on stage and performs real skills. Through the thinner and thinner barrier, I can vaguely see another surging figure. Chen Mo smiled slightly, looked at Luo Bing and said, remember what I said to you? What? Luo Bing was startled. No matter how big it is, I can handle it. The words flashed through her mind, and then she became embarrassed. Anxious and angry. What time is it? Chen Mo is still making fun of her. Really PD off. Attention everyone. Invasion test begins. Space channel. Open awareness. At this time, Chen Mo also turned his body sideways, so that Luo Bing could see behind him. It was a wave with no end in sight. The sky, the earth, the sea, all of them. If they have any doubts about me, they can actually say it face to face. Chapter 57 Master. This woman wants to take advantage of me. 3 more, please subscribe. Many people have seen the video posted by Luo Bing. Because of this time, almost everyone is paying attention to the newcomer area. As soon as the world channel opens, the indigenous people of different planets, where to attack, according to the situation here, you can quickly judge the situation. The arrogance is arrogant, but that's all in the past. Hey, this army is overwhelming. Unfortunately, Such an army, that is, flesh and blood, is indistinguishable from a first-order life in terms of a legendary creature that is already close to extraordinary. To be honest, I can't believe this kind of big scene is something a newcomer can do. Unfortunately, I didn't see it. Say no, a cool person is an idiot, but someone who says he wants to see with his own eyes has no brains. People have commented. Everyone was shocked by the incredible battle scene inside. I didn't expect Chen Mo to be so strong. Wang Yifeng broke into a cold sweat when he saw the video. But when he thought about the current situation, he couldn't help but feel fortunate. No matter how strong it is also in the past tense. Not only Wang Yifeng, but almost all geniuses think so. At the first sight of the video, Lu Fan's heart stopped for a beat. But he quickly reacted, this is the previous video. Now Chen Mo, the army has long been raised. Legend. A strong man, with a single thought, can suppress an army of hundreds of millions. Ordinary creatures, no matter how many they come, it is useless. Chen Mo's practice of only seeking quantity and not quality is forbidden in textbooks. K-157 worked very well at first, but the sword went too far and it was useless. He spoke directly. At this time, he has also seen that the space gradually becomes transparent, and there is light shining. On the other side of the thin barrier, it seemed a little dark. What happened? Is the passage in the forest? Everyone has it. Get ready. He didn't think so much, and spoke again. The battle axe in hand is enough to kill all enemies. What's more, he didn't really intend to force himself. There is an enemy over there, and it must be Chen Mo who has attracted most of the firepower. And he also called a large number of new people. This wave, 42,000 pounds. The first time he rushed over, he occupied the largest mine. You must know that this planet has the most abundant mine resources. Channel is about to open. His glorious journey is about to start here. Rush. Come on, brothers. Have meet with Brother Ruofen. The magic crystal of Planet 45, there is a big one. The newcomer area immediately boiled over because of Lu Fan's words. Everyone is ready to rush into Planet 45 as soon as the channel opens. This wave of rare action, at least 1 million new people responded and participated. The combined power is very powerful. So there is no danger. The only thing to worry about is that you won't be able to grab resources. Wolf has more meat and less meat. Hands are fast, hands are slow. Countdown to 3 seconds. All ready. On the other side, dozens of angels are ready to go. They have spread their wings, and the spears in their hands emit golden light. But the next moment, the beautiful and powerful angels did not rush into the passage. Because the master didn't give an order. Their master, at the moment, is in a daze. Luo Bing was already dumbfounded. Still Chen Mo's army is still there, and even the appearance has changed greatly. Significantly stronger. What happened before then? She was at a loss, and her mind was already cherished. He was stunned by the big reversal in front of him. God, you really got it. She opened her mouth slightly, subconsciously, and almost followed Chen Mo's question and said the words. But fortunately, at the last moment, it stopped. Chen Mo from damn it. Sure enough, if you are not careful, you will be driven crazy by the other party. Luo Bing was both angry and shocked. There is another kind of joy that hundreds of millions have been lost and recovered. She looked at Chen Mo and somehow wanted to laugh. I also felt that the other party was teasing me. You should hold back and get cold. For the first time, Luo Bing felt that there was a problem with his expression management. During this time, she was really stunned by Chen Mo. A moment of excitement, a moment of screaming. Speaking of ups and downs, it's okay to have highs and lows. In short, at this moment, she couldn't help her expression. Announcement. Planet 45 already has a master, and the Federation has detected that you own some mines and equipment on this planet. You have 1 day to remove your own equipment and personnel, or you will automatically belong to the Lord of the planet. Do you immediately contact the owner of the planet and deliver the property with CJCE? Suddenly, an announcement popped up. Planet. Master. Luo Bing stared at the announcement and widened his eyes. She wondered if she was wrong. God, this is a level 1.1 civilization planet. How is this possible? Lord, Luo Bing's small mouth gradually opened wide, and she muttered to herself. What does this word mean? She couldn't help looking at Chen Mo. Then, Luo Bing's eyes were intertwined with Chen Mo's. She was stunned, then reacted immediately. Oops. Absent. Called out. Okay. Someone called, Master. For a while, Chen Mo was also stunned. All of a sudden, a beautiful woman opened her mouth. In such a daze, he called out to the master. Will be astonished. Way, this BCH really has something to do with me. It wasn't an accident last time. Chen Mo immediately looked at Luo Bing vigilantly. Luo Bing. She looked at Chen Mo with a vigilant and suspicious look. Suddenly speechless, he could only hold his forehead. Totally messed up in the wind. All preparations. Planet 12. Spread. Truth. Join evolution. For the divine will. No need for Chen Mo's orders. According to the battle plan designated by the master, the Titan issued an order at the moment when the channel was opened. Planet 12 is the planet with the second most magic crystals. There are also many metal mines, especially titanium ore. This is the resource Chen Mo needs to hatch the flying dragon. Wang Yifeng and many other geniuses are also active on this planet. This time Chen Mo passed by, naturally he would not be polite. Whoever obstructed him from doing business, directly crushed it. In the test of invasion, most of the newcomers have no time to spread their strength on the first day. All will concentrate all their strength, either invading the rest of the planet or guarding the passage. But Chen Mo's purpose is different from theirs. He is not trying to occupy a certain mine, nor do he want to dominate a certain continent. What he values is the entire planet. With the order of the Titan. The next moment, the sky darkened directly. The flying unit that covers the sky set off first. Above Chen Mo's head, the tide is rolling, covering the sky and the sun. Meanwhile, on the other side of the passage, rush. Lu Fan, who shouted this sentence, raised the battle axe high. A beam of light shot into the sky above. Seeing the beam of light, countless newcomers also gave orders in an instant. But, next moment, a hissing sound suddenly resounded over the entire passage. Blink again. It's dark. It's darker than an eclipse. A shadow quickly spread out from the passage. Like a tide, turbulent. In a blink of an eye, it's right in front of you. Black cloud or scum. Be careful, Lu Fan screamed. Chapter 58. The newcomer area is boiling. Get rich. One more. A real shade. The crowd of flying beasts was so dense that it was so dark that Lu Fan could only react when it approached. This is not a whole piece, but a monster. He only came to scream, and hurriedly rolled to the side. Dodge. The large number of people rushing over behind him were also scared to pee. Those in front braked suddenly and wanted to stop, but those in the back didn't know what was going on. Still going forward. This leads to the passageway. A crowd of people turned over. Holding a tomahawk, Lu Fan, who was in emergency defense, looked up at the sky. At a loss. This is a flying monster. Countless monsters, in various styles, swarmed out from above. But they didn't attack them. Not even one fell. Only if they don't exist. What's the situation? 2. Scared me to death. This is a frightened monster. It should be. I almost didn't scare people to death. I thought the sky was falling. Woo. My flying pet was directly washed to death. It's been a minute, and the monster hasn't finished flying yet. My god, at least 1,000,000 digits are displayed, right? Everyone chatted casually. After all, I thought it was a big battle, but I suddenly found out that it wasn't. As soon as my nerves loosened, they all started talking and laughing. Some people also posted videos and photos to the newcomer area. Suddenly, someone mentioned, I'm scared lousy, but this group of monsters and Chen Mo's army have some similar scenes. He said so. Moment. The whole newcomer area is quiet. Everyone was stunned. Yeah, don't say it, it's quite like that. It's the same blackness, the same can't see the head, and the appearance is very hideous. This is most likely the Federation's cleanup of Planet 45, which caused a global panic, or a monster driven by Civilization 45. Don't be careless. Still pay attention to the movements of these monsters. Haha, I almost believed it. So what? I just knelt down in front of him with a shovel, saying, Dad, won't it be over? I don't care, even if it is. In 1 second I will let Chen Mo kneel down and beg me not to die. Ha 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 ha. Everyone laughed and laughed. For a while, the tense atmosphere dissipated. There are too many monsters, breaking the limit of their imagination. Few people really thought it was Chen Mo's. And if it was true, Luo Bing wouldn't jump so much. All right, stop talking nonsense. All rush with me. Lu Fan waited for 5 or 6 minutes, and was already very impatient. In the rest of the place, the battle has already started, and here he is still waiting at the entrance of the passage. As for saying this is Chen Mo's joke, this is much better than what I saw in the video before. And in Luo Bing's video, there are no flying monsters, they are basically running on land. His thought just flashed. At this time, the ground shook. Boom, boom, tour, are you still coming? This time, everyone was completely dumbfounded. They fled in embarrassment. Lu Fan ran fast, but his exclusive race was not so lucky. It's big and bulky. Only halfway, there was time to run away from the monster's path. The rest are average, run over by monsters directly. The dead can't die anymore. Good Kana, I'm wiped out. Help, who will save me? My leg is broken. Fortunately I ran fast and only lost a dozen soldiers. Wait, how does this look like Shenmue's monster army? Suddenly, someone screamed. At this time, it was also the turn of the green-skinned army at the rear to set off. The mighty Q, which was noisier and darker than the one before, looked much more competitive. At the same time, the momentum is amazing. The whole ground shook, and the resonance made people's hearts jump out. Greenskin goblins, someone screamed. This is the most distinctive and easily recognizable type of Shenmue's monster army. For a time, many newcomers who fled in embarrassment were dumbfounded. They stopped and looked back at the army of monsters that rushed out of the passage. Sure enough, these monsters ignored them and rushed in one direction. However, the newcomers who stopped on the road were out of luck. Some people even directly annihilated the entire army and ended up being eliminated at the speed of light. Damn it, is it really Shenmue's monster army? I saw the exact same monster as in the video. It's not the same, it just looks similar, but it's actually stronger. Big brother Shenmue is not lost, but has been quietly getting stronger. Look at the monster as tall as the small building. I'll go, it's so mighty. Hey, what race is this, and why is there such a large number? Alas, it's us who are in the past, and the clown is me. I'm an idiot. Everyone shut themselves up. Began to doubt life. Comparing with Shenmue, it's almost nothing, there is no comparison at all. This is the brand new army of Shenmue, right? Then there were tens of millions of flying monsters just now, right? For a time, the newcomer area was shocked. Not to mention the gigantic flying dragons that swept across the sky. Shadows hang over the earth. Lu Fan raised his head and saw that huge figure, comparable to the race of giants. He suddenly clenched his fists. No, it's absolutely impossible. The newcomer, how can it be so strong? How could his exclusive race possibly control so many monsters? The louder he spoke, the more excited he became. He directly raised the battle axe, and the light burst out from above. This is the agreed, offensive horn. Rush into Planet 45 and you'll know what's going on. Lu Fan will never believe it, there must be something else hidden. He opened the newcomer area at the same time and gave orders. But he just finished. Next moment, but followed by an ad. First come, first serve, extremely cheap, only 1,000 yuan per month. The exclusive race for the first place in the newcomer area. Worth having. This familiar tone, this outrageous sale is Shenmue. He really isn't out of the game yet. And hang out the miners again. Everyone is in love. At this point, no matter how stupid people are, they know what's going on. It's real, this is 100% Shenmue boss. Welcome to, Shenmue is coming to the newcomer area. My god, this legion must be at least hundreds of millions. One spit could drown me. Whoever said to go to Planet 45 to see, get out. Me, what's the matter? I'm not convinced. I'm going to visit my house, so I need you outsiders to ask questions. You say so, Dad Shenmue. Dad, I was wrong. Shenmue, big brother, forgive me for this unfilial son. Where are Lu Fan and Wang Yifeng? Get out and say something. Ha 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 ha, I've said it long ago, Wang Yifeng is a reverse indicator. Don't do anything he does. He is the #1 idiot in the newcomer area. An old man came in and wanted to see the situation in the newcomer area. Unexpectedly, as soon as I came in, all kinds of girls called my father and sent photos. This is filial piety. What's more outrageous is that there are all kinds of men who recognize their fathers. Simply humiliating. The old man is in love. Suspecting that his watch was poisoned, he accidentally clicked into the 3D area. Dad Shenmue, please bring me. Hi, is Planet 45 already the world of Shenmue? What are you doing? Hurry up and buy it. I'll give a show to big brother Shenmue. Buy. Whoever doesn't buy this miner is a fool. Buy is to earn. Shenmue is so strong. This miner may be a secret, buy it now. Damn, I was tricked to death by Chen Mo, a miner sold me twice. When I'm stupid. You can get out of here if you don't buy it. That is, Chen Mo's miners are hard to find now, and some people buy what you buy. FK off, don't brush your presence here. I don't listen to you shit anymore. Mr. Chen Mo is God and my dad. I firmly believe in Chen Mo boss. Wow, Big Brother Chen Mo specially released more miners, and the number has increased by 10 million again. Long live. Hey, Chen Mo is too strong. I like it so much. Woohoo, I'm so moved that I can't close my legs. For a time, there was cheers at the entrance of the passage. The newcomer area, also from the War Zone communication channel, became a domineering president in seconds and fell in love with me. No wonder the newcomers are unhappy. Chen Mo is too strong. Everyone wants to try the miners, he said. This is the move of the strong, and the follower is like a cloud. What's more, there is no better deal than buying a miner. This is more cost-effective than invading the rest of the world. At this time, watching the cheers around, Lu Fan was about to cry. He held the battle axe high, and was still releasing the charging beam of light. This will be put down or not, continue to hold, and then rush. Unless you die. In the cheering crowd, he felt like a misfit clown. Holding the charging horn high, it is more like a large light stick at the moment. In the end, he was still in the crowd and silently put down the battle axe. Powerless. A deep sense of powerlessness. Chen Mo, how can he be so strong? He muttered to himself. Self-confidence took a serious hit. Doubt life. On the other hand, Wang Yifeng has a much stronger anti-strike ability. After all, he has been beaten a lot by Chen Mo, and he has a lot of experience. In fact, when he saw the first green skin, he turned around decisively. Go back quickly and pack the mine. He roared wildly and gave orders to his opponent. On the other side, Chen Mo saw that the team went out almost, and the atmosphere was in place. Immediately put the miners on the trading platform. Sit back and get paid. The situation is as he expected, and the sales are booming. It took a day last time, this time. Chen Mo looked at the backstage and smiled directly. In an hour or less, he can sell them all. Haha, even with the rest of my resources, sales are also booming. It's a bit interesting, and there are local tyrants and newcomers who show their favor to me and come directly to scan the goods. It sold 500 million worth of goods at once. Miners have also spread from half of the newcomers to almost all newcomers. A wave of riches. There will also be considerable and sustainable income in the future. Chen Mo was all smiles. Every time these miners rent to a new person, he is equivalent to an additional customer. A client, 2 clients, cut all the leaks in one wave. These can be harvested once a month. At this moment, there is no doubt that he is the richest of all the newcomers. Even more than the wealth of all the newcomers combined. This is definitely a scene that makes history. And the invasion test, this has just begun. But that's not enough. If it's just that, it's not amazing enough. According to the need, make great progress, and comprehensively crush the rest of the newcomers. I want to get the title of the strongest rookie king in history. Chen Mo thought. Because of the reward of Conquest Certificate, Chen Mo is looking forward to the first place. The benefits are absolutely beyond imagination. Evolving a gene requires about 800 million at present. I have high purity magic crystals myself. Currently, just a little money to buy an evolution potion. Chen Mo took an inventory of the resources. Today, I can still get about 100 million from Mu Yao. In other words, if he sells another 200 million goods, he can choose a gene for evolution. This time, it may be a leap forward. Civilization level will increase. At that time, the growth and phagocytic ability of his exclusive species will be further strengthened. Together, the entire army of parasites will increase in strength. Especially, devouring ability. Continued enhancement can improve the possibility of Chen Mo acquiring genes. For some higher races, he might also have the opportunity to devour genes. Just now that the channel is opened, his army has the opportunity to come into contact with various races. At Chapter 59, The Lord of the Planet. The real hammer, someone opened it. 2 more. Everyone, since you are so enthusiastic, then I will add some more dry goods. Chen Mo looked through the newcomer area and found that countless people were discussing him. As well as discussing his miners. He directly hung up another 5 million Hulk. And said, this is the last batch. If you don't rent, you won't be able to rent again. Not only that, Chen Mo also added a preferential clause. Buying his miners now, then later, if Chenmo has the rest of the products to sell, they have the right of first refusal. As soon as these words came out, the market was immediately detonated. Chenmo's background can be seen. Almost every second, there are orders. Jingle. This is the sound of money. Chenmo carefully compared the ordering speed, which is even faster than the previous days. It shows that the enthusiasm of the people is still very high. These goods can be digested by new people. There is also room for squeeze. To be honest, the money from these newcomers will come much faster than if the resources are directly linked to the trading platform and sold to the elderly or other companies. The reason is very simple. At present, this method can increase the strength of the rest of the newcomers. Only he has, or only he can provide it in large quantities. Because he is a newcomer himself, he is allowed to play like this. He is unique. Unique often represents a monopoly. Profiteering. Wang Yifeng and others, with their huge funds, can of course hire a large number of workers. Even sold to other newcomers. But, in doing so, they are unprofitable in the first place. In fact, the more you invest, the more you lose. Because they have costs there, no matter how low the price is, at least the price of 10,000 is required. But Chenmo was different. His miners were all transformed by the natives, and the materials for the transformation were all grown in the soil, so they didn't need money. The rest of the newcomers naturally know this as well. They figured it out when they were exploited by Chenmo last time. I just got 50% of the money for whoring for free, and I have to spend less than a day to buy another miner. Who is going to change this? I am also angry and not happy. But no way. If you don't buy it, your competitors will buy it. Don't want to roll. That means that in the follow-up competition, the advantage of mining, which is drought and flood protection, will be lost. I bought it, and I have to continue to renew it. Once I rely on the mining industry, my follow-up behavior will be restricted by Chenmo. If he gives me miners this month and doesn't rent out the next month, then I will when it's over. It depends on his face. There are geniuses who think far and know the harm. But, having said that, he still placed the order without hesitation. Because everyone is buying it. At this time, there is not much time to consider the competition with Chenmo. Win the rest first. The war started, and everyone was in short supply. Additional miners, which can provide income, are definitely a huge advantage. Besides, so many people are rushing to fund Chenmo, and he is really not inferior to him. Everyone thinks so. Every newcomer has an inescapable responsibility for the constant change of Chenmo's capital value and the jumping up. Chenmo is manipulating the market. I also noticed that from time to time someone bought his things on the trading platform and then left him a message. Some people even transfer money directly to him, and then leave a message. Hello, Mr. Chenmo, I beg to add a friend. I have a big mine here, and I can cooperate. Dad Chenmo, hello, I may linger. I want to chat with my father. The avatar is me. Why not pass my friend request? Look down on me. Please pass it. Without exception, they are all asking to be friends. As for why this weird way, even if you apply once, you have to buy something from Chenmo or pay once. That's because everyone guessed that Chenmo never read backstage private messages. Only friends can contact him. So the only way is to spend money to buy an opportunity to let Chenmo see their information. Of course, they are willing to do this because they value Chenmo's strength or fame. Chenmo directly ignored these news. His current friends are only two for the time being. They are all familiar business partners. However, this woman Luo Bing is still rumored to be the goddess of icebergs, but her hobbies seem a bit strange. Warning, there are 15 planets. Open the passage and prepare to attack your planet. Please prepare for battle. I wish you the eternal soul. At the end of the invasion test, you must ensure that the main channel is in your own hands. Otherwise, you will be eliminated. Special reminder. You have eroded the will of Planet 45 and have actually controlled the planet. Your actions will make some forces determine that you are an extremely dangerous target. Are there natives taking the initiative to attack my planet? As soon as Chenmo's thoughts moved, he felt that a passage was opened, and a large number of natives rushed in. These natives should be adopting a wide casting strategy. There are a lot of them, and they randomly select some players, attack, find soft persimmons, and then focus on pinching. In fact, not only them, but the newcomers also adopted this strategy. It is precisely because of this that Planet 45 is favored by so many newcomers. Alas, Chenmo must think I'm not serious. Luo Bing looked at the hundreds of millions that Chen Mo had called. Sighed. At this point, the transaction between the two is complete. This is the share she got from selling the ore in the previous stage. Not much, but enough to spend a short period of time cultivating angels. Chen Mo developed much faster than me, and in a short period of time, I can't see any hope of catching up with him. But I will never admit defeat. When I reach the advanced civilization stage, the role of quantity will not be played. I am an archangel who has become a god, and a bug of a planet. I am not afraid. From now on, you will be my lifelong opponent. Luo Bing murmured. In her heart, she gave Chen Mo another rank, and for a long time, she changed from an opponent to a lifelong enemy. Since he is the enemy of his life, then he can see how the other party likes to see it. HMPH, I don't really care. It's as if someone calls you master. Thinking of Chen Mo's disgust at that time, he was slightly surprised and wary. Luo Bing was a little crazy. Master, the passage has been opened, are we? On the side, an angel suggested in a low voice. She had witnessed everything just now, and it was strange anyway. How can your own master call someone else's master? Then what should she be called? Master's master. These thoughts flashed through the angel's mind. What? Oops. Go now. Go to planet 45 and remove our stuff. Luo Bing reacted. She opened her wings and led the angels into the fast-track entrance. Everyone, look at the sky. Angel, Goddess Luo Bing. She was the only one who spoke for Chen Mo back then. I'm so envious. She went in through the world passage. Let's go in and see. Some newcomers are curious. It's a pity not to go in and see. So many people have sent themselves to be their subordinates. Then, they all received warnings. Warning. The planet has been occupied by Chen Mo and is currently in a state of ownership. Please act with caution. The lord of the planet. For a time, everyone was dumbfounded. Has a main planet. It's a real hammer. Chen Mo is open. 2. Who told me that Chen Mo will be eliminated at the beginning of the test? Obviously, at the beginning of the test, they will be firmly in the first place. God, I can't believe my eyes. There must be something wrong with the federal proclamation. Some newcomers were stunned, and they rushed directly into Planet 45 without caring too much. Then, he ran into a flying dragon head-on. Scarlet eyes, hideous appearance. In addition, the flying dragon's mouth suddenly cracked open, and countless tentacles stretched out. The sight in front of him made this newcomer explode, and the corners of his mouth twitched wildly. Raise your hands quickly and step back slowly. Don't get me wrong. Stop by. I'm just here. He laughed more ugly than crying, and quickly backed out. FK, brother, your pants are wet. What the hell did you see? Don't run away, talk. The newcomer who came out was not a weak hand, but his pants were wet. He was terrified. At the entrance of Planet 45, all the newcomers were stunned. I'm curious as to what's inside. For a time, all kinds of speculations came. It must be a mountain of corpses and a sea of blood. I think it's Chen Mo who is standing there and staring. Shit, it should be a super weapon that has been rebuilt. Is he the newcomer who has conquered the planet the fastest in history? More than, there are very few people in history who can win the planet in this round. Did brother Chen Mo get a Federation reward? Could it be an artifact? My moo's chicken turns purple. Do you think there is a possibility, I'm just guessing, that Chen Mo has become the owner of this place when he first entered Planet 45 a long time ago? Once this guess comes out, everyone was speechless. If this is the case, then Chen Mo has finished the game before the game even started, securing the first place in the second round. No, impossible. I cannot accept. I don't want to play anymore. This broken game is too shocking. Sure enough, the gap between any human being is bigger than that between humans and dogs. Damn, it's very uncomfortable. Compared with Chen Mo, I'm more like a dog. In short, the newcomer area finally began to discuss the war. Then, it was swiped by Chen Mo's news again. Many people are speculating about what benefit Chen Mo got. This time, many geniuses who were not used to Chen Mo came out to speak directly. Also congratulations to Chen Mo. Only Chen Mo himself, slightly speechless. I didn't expect other newcomers to come in, there will be prompts. This led to his plan to abduct the rest of the newcomers and find a way to harvest a batch of various genes, which went bankrupt. He simply put on a flying dragon and scared the only newcomer who came in to pee out. This accident came suddenly. In the newcomer area, it caused a lot of heat. However, as the first contestant was eliminated, Soon, the dignified atmosphere returned. God, it's only been a few minutes, and some newcomers have been eliminated. The son of the world is born on the 14th planet. He can manipulate gravity. Twoh. Everyone, be careful. If you see the natives of this planet, run away. 323 inches. The natives of planet 45 are crazy, and they all exploded. I don't know what the power is. I was beaten and had to retreat first. Damn, please stop talking, I'm scared. Hey, another newcomer has been defeated. The newcomers are constantly defeated, with bright red announcements. For a time, the gloomy clouds shrouded the entire newcomer area. It can be seen from the newcomer area that many newcomers are in a very bad situation. The situation is not optimistic. Although many people returned to their own planet, it was useless. Although the planet is big, they can fight guerrilla. However, within 7 days, if the passage is not recaptured, it is still a dead end. Moreover, the resources and environment of the planet are constantly being polluted or eroded by the natives. Especially in the case of the other party's birth of the child of the world, once the channel is lost, it basically enters the countdown to elimination. What is even more terrifying is that if you are unlucky, you will be killed if you run into the child of the world. Yes, it takes time to open the portal. And the child of the world can interfere with this process. Unless it is opened in advance, it will be too late when it is opened. Today will eliminate the most rookies, Chen Mo said with certainty. It was difficult at first, which is normal. However, the newcomers who stand firm will only get stronger and stronger. After all, their exclusive race, combined with the evolutionary medicine, will progress very quickly in battle, and some can even break through themselves and produce qualitative changes. This is idealism, and to become stronger does not require much reason. Most of the time it's a leap forward. This is a step-by-step process with Chen Mo, which is fundamentally different. So Chen Mo will not take it lightly. He currently has the strength to crush all newcomers, but among the newcomers, there are many cultivation geniuses, or in the race he has cultivated, there are individual geniuses who explode to the 9th order in an instant, and even briefly compete with the level of the son of the world. Not impossible. This is the power of the Star Soul world. Every different exclusive race is a way to become stronger, a possibility. Of course, every newcomer who can come out needs to go through the test of blood and fire. After all, the essence of the universe is darkness, coldness and cruelty. The Federation also takes this as a standard and strictly evaluates newcomers. Even part of the fight, death, is also within the tolerance range. Chen Mo shook his head and stopped thinking about it. This invasion test is his chance. The army of flying dragons he hatched is about to debut. His parasite army has also arrived at the entrance of Planet 12. At the same time, with a thought, Chen Mo spent 800 million on the book. Purchase resources. He can choose a gene to evolve again. This time, it may be possible to make a leap. Chapter 60. The soul of the star is immortal. The star world will live forever. 3 more. Leaping evolution genes currently consumes 800 million worth of resources at a time. And not necessarily successful. For any newcomer, this is a huge, even unimaginable expense. As strong as Luo Bing, a few 100 million would be very happy. The young master of a big consortium like Wang Yifeng will not be able to use more than 10 billion funds, and he must see the benefits before he dares to invest. Chen Mo glanced at the leaderboard. The average contribution value of the top 100 is 500 million. Isn't that a lot? Well, Chen Mo alone, averaged by all of them. In fact, so far, the income of ordinary newcomers is basically at the level of 1 million to 10 million. Many even fought at a loss. Only Chen Mo can play like this. He has this condition, obtains a lot of resources, and invests a lot. Because his way of evolution has been deduced. With no distractions, rest assured and bold resources, there will be rewards. Ding. Detected that the host has obtained enough resources, according to the system deduction, using the Star Soul cooperation, it may start a round of leap evolution. You can choose toxin, hallucination, nerve, etc. genes. The success rate of deduction evolution is 99%, please choose one. Gene species is the main evolutionary type. Which type evolved? Each of them has a very broad space for development. But after the last, electricity and metal gene thing. Chen Mo understands that some kinds of genes, which have evolved now, are useful, but not particularly large. Because there is a cooperative relationship between genes. So after thinking about it carefully, Chen Mo chose to evolve the nerve again. Selecting this category is very useful right now. Can save lives. First of all, Chenmo has no shortage of attacking abilities. It can even be said that as long as he ensures his own safety and adopts a stalking method, he can overturn all the newcomers and the remaining 99 planets. 1 vs countless people. And as the killing book gene pool stacks up, he can also become stronger with more battles. His only weakness is himself. This is also a cluster of biological civilizations, with the weakest being 393 points. Even, as long as the connection between him and the race is cut off, his race will immediately be a mess. From indescribable terrifying monsters to weak worms in seconds. So Chenmo needs to strengthen the connection with race. At the same time enhance their concealment and life-saving ability. The current melee is imminent, and it can be foreseen that in the next few days, as the end of the world approaches, the natives will become more and more crazy. They became more and more focused and desperate. The birth of a child of the world is more and more likely. Especially the Federation is still fueling the flames. Others see my legion as such a rogue, can't be beaten to death, but they will definitely think of defeating me directly. As long as I live, there will be output. Chenmo thought. And now the channel can't be closed, and there is no way to completely guarantee safety wherever you hide. From the injury of materialism, Chenmo is completely true. Similar to the level of civilization, there is no existence that can easily approach him from the physical level. However, there are too many enemies of idealism. These enemies are real scoundrels. Sometimes, no matter how thick the armor is, it can't prevent it. Got a pile of magic resistance. Build a mental defense. The best way is to strengthen the will. The evolutionary nerve is the optimal solution given by deducing the evolutionary system. Choose neural genes, evolve. Chenmo gave the order. Ding. The deduction evolution has been completed, and the neural gene has evolved again, reaching the ultimate neural gene, which once again enhances your ability to build neural networks, and your biological brain can be further improved. You gain the ability to build virtual space. Quote. Okay, what is virtual space? Chenmo's thoughts moved. The next moment will mobilize the huge reserves of nutrients and directly upgrade the existing biological brain. With the upgrade of the biological brain, its computing power has increased by 100 CJCE billion times. With such a huge computing power, the biological brain has touched the threshold of artificial intelligence. That is, billions of terabytes of computing power per second. Such a huge computing power makes it enough to build a relatively real virtual network. Enough to access all the wills connected to it at once. Next moment, Chenmo found himself in a virtual space. Pure white floor, dark night sky. There is nothing here. Everything is the most basic form. Waiting for the arrival of the creator. Chenmo's thoughts moved, pull in the consciousness of Titan and the little fox beside him. The next moment, the entire star realm became a little brighter. In the dark false sky, there were 2 more stars. Star Soul is connected to all things on the mother planet. Through this connection, Chenmo can pull any individual with his parasitic cells into this virtual space. Equivalent to the internet, Star Soul is the network cable, the biological brain is the processor, and he is the administrator. The receiving and sending device is his exclusive race. This virtual space is a magical creation combining idealism and materialism. This is. Looking around, Titan was stunned for a moment, then immediately fell to his knees. He said reverently, "This is the second world created by the divine will. This is a paradise that belongs only to following the way of my Lord's evolution. From now on, this will be the star world, and your will be projected here and turned into stars. The star soul is immortal, and the star realm is immortal." Chenmo said. His words, along with the pulsation of the star soul, were transmitted to every parasitic body. For a time, in the dark sky, the stars are constantly lit up. Each one is a projection of will. As long as it is Chenmo's parasite, he can find his own star in this world. This world will always reserve their place. You can enter the astral plane at any time through the divine will link. Astral world. The divine will relies on the virtual space constructed by powerful biological brains in reality. Your will can dominate everything here. Here, you are the rule and the truth. The astral world was born out of fantasy, but it's not entirely virtual here. It can store all memory and consciousness. Perhaps one day, the will of all things will continue to gather here, and countless creatures will continue to connect. When they look up at the starry sky one day, this false sky will have inexplicable changes. A world born in fantasy, but gradually real. This is the star soul, this is the change brought about by my divine will. Chen Mo whispered. Interestingly, in this space, the form directly reflects the self-image that the heart thinks. The huge titan is here, unexpectedly, it looks like a kind ordinary human. He looked up at Chen Mo admiringly. Desire and Chen Mo have some similarities in appearance. Chen Mo looked at the little fox beside him. The image of the other party is the appearance of a cute pink-haired little loli. Here, it breaks through the limitations of the form. Belongs to become a fox spirit. Able to speak. Chen Mo carefully looked at the little loli, who was white and tender, with a delicate body. This should be the evolutionary form of the other party in reality in the future. Now it belongs to the advanced display. Looking forward to the future, it's beautiful. I saw, little loli, looking at Chen Mo excitedly. Then he slowly opened his mouth and shouted, Dad, Daddy. Puff. Good guy. I want to be your master. How good are you, so you call your father directly. Call the master. Chen Mo corrected. Education should start from dolls. The title dad can only be used between father and daughter. We are not related by blood, we are all interracial. Master but when I look at my watch, many girls call you that. Little lowly fox girl winked in cute big eyes. She can't speak, but she is smart, and usually pays attention to observation. Chen Mo, let me tell you this way, it belongs to the tone particle in communication. We now. Doesn't interracial communication count as communication? The little fox girl tilted her head in confusion with her small hand on her lips. You are too young to understand. Chen Mo was too lazy to explain. He began to carefully experience the various abilities brought by the astral world. There are mainly two abilities. First, consciousness upload. The consciousness of all parasites can be directly transferred to the biological brain. Of course, Chen Mo has not given them the ability to create bodies at will, but this step is already very impressive, which means that his subordinates are almost immortal. Similarly, Chen Mo can also upload his consciousness. This means that he can reach any place with his own exclusive race in an instant. Using this method, he can avoid most assassination methods. Coupled with the proof of conquest, it can be said to be foolproof. Consciousness and body cannot be destroyed. Second, strengthen the will. Due to the existence of the astral world, the connection between the collective will is even tighter. This makes Chen Mo's will stronger. The color of his star soul also changed from light blue to dark blue slowly. It can be said that the star realm is equivalent to an amplifier, which strengthens the will, strengthens the star soul, and at the same time becomes its own class. Except for the biological brain, it cannot be harmed from the outside world. The existence of the astral world can greatly enhance Chen Mo's strength and defense against idealism. Most importantly, it can change and grow. It is no exaggeration to say that its value far exceeds that of ordinary parasitic units. Even beyond the so-called artifacts of the idealistic race. After experiencing the abilities of the astral world, Chen Mo thought and returned to the base. At this time, the army of flying dragons is almost hatched. Countless electromagnetic guns can wash the ground. As Chen Mo assembled the most powerful army, he glanced at the newcomer area. At this time, the war is very fierce. It's over, I was forced to have nowhere to run on my own planet. There are too many people on the other side. I withdraw my brothers first, and if I don't run, I won't have a chance to open the portal. Everyone, be careful, don't underestimate the small units. Those are the vanguard units. If the other side finds flaws, there will be millions of troops behind them. I fought with them. Who is afraid of who? It's over, the son of the world has locked me, he can fly. It's hateful. Upstairs, brother, run, if you are caught by the other party, you will be crushed to death. Woo-woo, what should I do? Why can't I open the portal? Which big guy saves me? I don't want to die yet. Chen Mo, then you can go to planet 45, hurry up. Someone anonymous, seemingly well-intentioned. There is no doubt that in order to survive, that person seems to have caught a life-saving straw. Go straight to Chen Mo's planet. The newcomers who learned the news along the way were frightened and fled. Children of the world, humanoid nuclear bomb. Whoever encounters it, must. And at this moment, a child of the world, but he is rushing towards Chen Mo's planet. But he is rushing towards Chen Mo's planet. But he is rushing towards